This is the prize they're playing for. We know the Belfast Giants will contest the playoff final weekend, grand final tomorrow on Viaplay, but the Cardiff Devils and Sheffield Steelers have designs on joining the Belfast Giants in that final. Mark Richardson and company warming up ahead of semi-final number 2 at Motorpoint Arena. The Steelers in their traditional orange strip. The Cardiff Devils, well, they've won 3 in a row. They won 2. Then we had, unfortunately, a COVID layoff. They won last year. And it's a ticket to be punched through to the playoff final weekend showcase event on Saturday from 5 p.m. right here at beautiful Motorpoint Arena. Steelers and Cardiff Devils coming up. Aaron Murphy alongside Paul Adey, and as we said in semifinal number 1, this is what they want. We've got it for the afternoon. Tomorrow someone will take it back to their respective dressing room and have some fun. But for now, we know that the Cardiff Devils, they've won 3 in a row, but this Sheffield Steelers team, they've got a lot to play for, especially knowing that their captain, Jonathan Phillips, this is his last weekend of professional hockey, and I don't think anyone in that Steelers room wants him to go out in the 3rd, 4th place game.
No, I don't think so. And Aaron Fox said it. They'd like to send them home with the trophy pretty much. And so they're going to play their hearts out for Jonathan Phillips for sure. But it's not going to be easy. The Cardiff Devils are very, very good in the playoffs. They have been the last few years. They've been the team to beat in the playoffs. I mean, yeah, the Giants were favorites coming in. But in the back of my mind, I'm thinking this Cardiff Devil team's not going to go away quietly.
Well, how did the Sheffield Steelers get to the playoff final weekend? Let's have a look back at the quarterfinals. Sheffield and Manchester.
Dribbles out right out in front, and Steelers do have the opener. Great pass out in front, and it was Newman, I think. Oh, then it takes a deflection, and it's poked into the net. It's Brendan Connolly right to the side of the net, and it's a power play goal for the Sheffield Steelers. Sullivan cross out, it's a nice pass, finds Critchlow. Critchlow fires in, and it's in! I thought Greenfield had it, but Critchlow has found the net, and Storm are back in this. Now DeLuca chips it out, and now Tyler Barrow's away. Barrow, it's loose, and it's in! They've equalised! Unbelievable!
Trying to play it back post, and there's a goal for Storm. Steelers got a touch on it, but it still found its way to DeLuca. Nice little change of direction. Great pass out front for Allen. Ciampini made it possible, and Allen provided the finish. On to Christo. Down in front, and then out for Newman, and he couldn't quite find the shot. He tries to kick it towards goal. Newman found it again and scored. And there's a lovely tip. What a great redirect. Movement in the offensive zone is good. On towards goal. It's in there for too late. And there's a backhand chance and in! Scramble around the goal, and it's got across the line. It has. Greenfield thinks it was kicked in, but the officials say goal. Phillips with the shot, and the tip from Christo! He's got his second, and the Steelers are winners. They will go to the Final Four.
Thanks to all the good folks at Steelers and Manchester Storm TV for the highlights. It was tough after the first leg 2-2, but the Steelers brought it in the second leg of the quarterfinals.
Yeah, they did. And I mean, it's never going to be easy going into Manchester. I mean, if you're the Steelers, you'd be happy to get out of there with a draw and then to take it home. All they had to do was win the game, basically. Never going to be easy. Manchester's going to fight for it, but I think the Steelers lineup just had too much depth for the Storm.
If you look at it as well, we talk about all the storylines this weekend. I mean, the Giants are going for the treble. The Devils are looking for 4 playoff wins in a row. We talk about Jonathan Phillips. But the Sheffield Steelers is a proud organization. It feels like a long time ago they won that Challenge Cup, their last trophy in that COVID-shortened year.
Yeah, it has been. It has been a while, and the Steelers are used to, winning a trophy at least every second year, minimum. So, yeah, they're really in for this one. They really want to win a trophy here this weekend. They want to walk away with that playoff championship. It's not going to be easy. I mean, the Giants are already in the final, and Cardiff, like you said, have won 3 in a row. So they're not going to go away here. They're going to battle for this. So this is going to be a real good game.
Let's have a look at how the teams got here, our Viaplay Elite League playoff bracket. As you see there, the Giants with a 6-3 victory over the Nottingham Panthers in semi-final. Number 1, the Devils had to go through the Coventry Blaze. The Blaze played them tough, certainly in that second leg, but the Cardiff Devils survived. The Steelers, after a bit of a scare in Manchester on Friday night, got the job done in leg 2, and it is Devils and Steelers for the evening game on Viaplay. Here's the head-to-head between these two teams. They've played 8 times. Cardiff in the league. They've been good against Sheffield in league play, 4-2, but Sheffield in the Challenge Cup quarterfinals, dominant, outscoring the Devils 10-4 on aggregate. So both teams will have a little bit of confidence in this matchup.
Yeah, they certainly will, but look at those Challenge Cup quarterfinal games, those 2 big games. Steelers were looked better there. So yeah, we'll see what happens. But I mean, flip a coin, Murph. I mean, depends on the day. Goaltending's going to be key. Bounds has been exceptional, 96% almost save percentage. Greenfield's been good all year, so it's a great goalie matchup too.
Aaron Fox told me earlier in the year he feels so comfortable with Greenfield between the posts, and when you feel comfortable with your goalie, everything seems to be clicking. They're going to need a big effort from Greenfield tonight. But we caught up with head coach Aaron Fox ringside just a few moments ago. Head coach Aaron Fox of the Sheffield Steelers, this is what it's all about, isn't it? The playoff final weekend is just a bit of magic.
Yeah, I mean, we walked in, the atmosphere blew up, so going to be electric in here. We got to be ready to start on time tonight. You know, that's going to be the key for us. Puck drop matters here, and should be a fun night.
Jonathan Phillips, we won't touch on it too much because I'm sure Paul Adey and I will talk about it plenty in the next few hours, but just talk about the legendary captain, Jonathan Phillips.
Yeah, I mean, what more can be said about him? I mean, what a career he's had. He's been outstanding for me, you know, for the 3.5, 4 years that I've been here. He'll truly be missed, and we hope to send him off riding into the sunset on a good note here.
Good week of preparation ahead of the Devils tonight?
Yeah, it was excellent. Good energy. You know, after that last practice yesterday, you know that's it. It's up to us tonight. We feel like if we play our best, we're a hard team to handle, and that's what it's going to take. It's going to take everyone to buy into that team first identity, and you know, like you said, playoff game 7 mindset right now. Belfast is through. Now it's up to us to get it done.
Coach, key to victory tonight against Cardiff, who are looking for a 4th playoff title in a row.
Well, very good hockey team. They got those top 2 lines that are more skill lines, and then they got 2 lines of guys that bring the energy and will finish hits. So it's going to be about getting our feet moving early, play to our pace, play to our tempo, make those D turn and go get a lot of pucks tonight, and make sure that we make them earn everything, nothing free.
And Coach, enjoy the atmosphere tonight. All the best.
Should be a fun one. Appreciate it.
The starting 6 for head coach Aaron Fox, no surprise, Matt Greenfield will go. He had 7 shutouts in league play and 36 wins in the league for the Sheffield Steelers. Petgrave and Mosey on the back end, and then the big trio, Newman, Allen, and Ciampini.
Well, some speed and some skill at the back with Petgrave and Mosey, both very capable of moving up offensively and creating, that next wave coming up the ice. So keep an eye on those 2. Normally, Petgrave sits back till his team is down, but Mosley's not afraid to activate any time in the game.
2 guys that are happy to join there. I mean, Mosey, we've talked about it all season long. There's guys that play forward and defense in this league. It's so hard to play either position. Mosey's a real sort of Swiss Army knife kind of player and such an asset for head coach Aaron Fox. Let's have a look at the ones to watch for the Sheffield Steelers ahead of semifinal number 2. And Daniel Ciampini, well, 17 goals and 31 assists in the league. He's also been good in the Cup with 7 goals and 2 assists in the playoff quarterfinals.
He's really strong on the puck. It's hard to get the puck off him. He's quick, he's agile, he's good around the net, makes good plays from behind the net. I mean, he's a key player in this game for the Steelers. He's a really dangerous player offensively.
Scott Allen, well, he came in here. They needed him to score goals. He has done that this season for the men in orange. He had 24 goals in the league, another in the Cup, and 1 in the quarterfinals against Manchester.
Yeah, he has that size, and he's strong one-on-one in those one-on-one battles in front of the net, around the net, in the corners, and he brings that, power forward element to the Steelers. They're blessed with a lot of speed, but you need guys in your lineup like him who can do the dirty work in front of the net.
We've seen plenty of offensive fire on the back end this season, the likes of Crawford, who we'll talk about a little bit later for Cardiff. We've talked about Bast earlier in the Belfast game. But we know Matt Petgrave, when he joins the rush, he's a dangerous athletic player, and he doesn't mind sort of wheeling and dealing from the back end. 9+39 in the league, 4 goals in the Cup.
Yeah, he's one of the most dangerous defensemen when he comes up. And like I was saying, he usually comes up the ice more when his team is down. He's like a fourth forward. We've seen in the last 5 minutes of some games when the Steelers have been down a goal or two. I mean, he's right up the ice behind, like 6 inches behind the forwards. That's how aggressive he is. Even off the cycle, I mean, he leaves early, he gets involved. So when the Steelers are down a goal or two, you'll see more of him offensively. If they're not, he'll probably sit back a lot more.
Matt Petgrave, when he's in full flow, is fun to watch. After this quick break on Viaplay, we'll turn our attention to the Devils, the defending champions. Join us in just a few moments' time. Welcome back to Motor Point Arena. Yeah, the pizza delivery guy has been by. The Cardiff Devils are ready to rock and roll. How did the Devils get to the playoff final weekend? Let's have a look back at the quarterfinals against Coventry.
Brought across the line by Johnny Curran. Oh, and a bobbling play. Curran in on goal. 5-hole, he scores! Oh, that's a mistake from the Blaze, and they score! And now here come the Devils. Here's Sanford. Watched by Dudek down this near side boards. Oh, Sanford's got away from his man. Behind the goal. Looks to wrap it around. Pad save from Holzer. They score on the rebound. Allows Cardiff to come up ice. Oh, Duggan's got some space. Duggan chips one to the net front. They score. Oh, what a wonderful visual play from Sam Duggan. This play is all about Sam Duggan reading the danger. JD Dudek hasn't quite read the play. And the Devils have got a 2-goal advantage here, Stu. There's a little bump. Picked up by Lashinsky now. Kirkup sees the hit coming from Duggan, tries to bail out, and it's picked up by the Devils across the line. Chance comes in, they score! And the Cardiff Devils starting to edge away from the Blaze here. It's Cardiff 4, Coventry 1. He's getting to a little bit of pressure here, Garrett Johnston. He's able to get it out the zone, but they're onside through Cox. A breakaway chance for Cox. Can't jab it under the pads of Holzer, and it has gone in! On the turnover, on the breakout pass. Oh, and it comes off Garrett Johnston's skate. Heartbreak for Johnston.
He'll go to the front of goal again. Here's Halver with the shot. Redirected, tucked home. Lovely finish by Talbert. Power play goal, Blaze. A 1-0 Coventry.
And he spins it back. And right here, Halver comes across, waits, gets a wrist shot through. 2 men in front of the net. That's the key right there.
Under pressure from Ross Venus. Is this the last time we see Ross Venus? Venus out into the middle of the ice, and Kirkup scores! What a finish! Kirkup rips it home, 2-0 Coventry. They've been brave. They've come into Ice Arena Wales and put in a performance, and now they need something special. Here's Halver. Halver, though, taking the puck in deep. Here's Kugler. Kugler's got Thanks to both Devils and Blaze TV, and thanks to all the webcast crews for all the highlights this season. Everyone does such a good job bringing you the footage and the pictures all season long. When you look at that, they really did a good job on the road at Skydome, and unfortunately for Coventry, despite the fact of a really good second leg, they just gave themselves too much to do, Coventry.
Yeah, that's a big lead going back to Cardiff, you know, up 4 goals, and the Devils really played a bit like they had that big lead. They played more on the defensive side of the game and waited for any opportunities. If they didn't get them, they weren't too bothered. So they played a much safer game than you normally see from the Devils. You'll see a different team in this game today. So it's going to be quite a matchup here. But, you know, the Coventry Blaze made a good effort, I thought, in the second leg to try to get back into it. Did everything they could. But in the end, you know, the Devils had enough experience to finish that off.
Let's have a look at the recent form of the Cardiff Devils as they come into the playoff final weekend looking for a 4th in a row. Of course, they won in 18-19, and we unfortunately had a COVID year. They won last year in 2022, and there's a look down at the bottom. The aggregate score of 6-3, so they've been in pretty good form as of late, if you look at that.
Yeah, I mean, I think probably down the stretch they probably would have wanted a few more wins, but I mean, at the end of the day, they got a big win there against the Steelers, 4-0, which was really good for their confidence, and that was a good way to get into the playoffs.
Yeah, that's what I mean. The last 3 or 4 games, they've looked like the Cardiff Devils. It certainly has been a bit of an up and down campaign. Here's the tail of the tape. Something that both of these teams would like to be a little bit better on right now is the power play.
Yeah, I mean, that's going to be a big key in this game. I think the team that can get a power play goal or two could be the difference because they're quite evenly matched. these two teams. The Steelers, though, in quite a few of those categories are second and third, so statistically a little bit better than the Devils.
I think despite the fact that those power plays don't look like they're lighting the league on fire or the playoffs on fire, neither of these teams are want to be going to go to the penalty box tonight.
No, because both the teams have basically two power plays that can score, so you don't want to give the opposition too many opportunities, and we've seen it before. A big power play goal can change the momentum of the game, and the teams go on to win sometimes because of that.
And that's my point. Both of these teams are too good. One of those power plays will ignite this weekend, and you don't want to be on the other end of that. Brodie Dupont knows all about the power play woes, I guess, of the Cardiff Devils. He's excited, though. He won this trophy last year as he replaced Jared Scaldi, and we caught up with Coach Dupont just a few moments ago. Devils head coach Brodie Dupont joins us now. I mean, this is a special weekend for you. Your first major title as a head coach was the playoffs, and how excited are you for this evening?
I think anytime you can get to this tournament, it's fun. Last year was my first time getting exposure to it. Just the atmosphere was incredible. We watched the first game here, and the building's loud, it's rocking. So our guys are ready. They're pumped up to be here. We got a lot of guys that have been here before, but I think for the new guys, in terms of an experience, they want to drink it in. But huge test, coming down here for us. We got to be ready to go.
It's certainly all business, and you need to start on time against that Sheffield Steelers team, don't you?
Yeah, Sheffield, I mean, they're fast, and, we watched their last games against Manchester. They're in great form. They're physical and competing hard and forechecking well. So we're going to have to counter that with our speed game, and hopefully we can catch them, a little bit by surprise with a couple of adjustments we've made. But we got to start early. We got to start on time. I think a big key is trying to get that momentum early. If you can pot one early, obviously that helps a lot.
Yeah, you don't want to be chasing the game against the Sheffield Steelers. Good week of preparation?
Yeah, the way that it's set up, you get a full week of preparation, so you get to dissect everything you can from the video and show the guys, everything that we want to do and how they attack us. And hopefully, with everything we've done all week, with all the prep work, we have a really good idea of what's going on. And it's now at this point, we just need to play hockey, enjoy the tournament, enjoy the game, but compete hard. And it's going to be a great game.
Coach Dupont, best of luck tonight. Let's have a look at the starting sits for head coach Brodie Dupont. Ben Bounds, well, a .958 save percentage in the playoffs thus far, and a .914 save percentage in league play. Crawford, well, Crawford's had some kind of season. Blake Thompson, they're a good sort of yin and yang, if you will. One a real good offensive defense and another a bit of a rock. Cox, Martin, and Sanford, so dangerous up front.
Yeah, I mean, all five of these guys can score, and so they're all at this dangerous, unit up when they're out on the ice together. We know Crawford can move up and make things happen, but Thompson, you don't hear a lot about his offense, but the game is there, and he's good with the puck. So that's a real strong unit for the Devils.
Look, you can't discount any of the lines for both of these teams. There is depth up and down, and we heard Aaron Fox talk with the top six are very dangerous for the Devils, but the other lines bring grit. I mean, the Duggan line, Josh Britton's had a real good second half of the season, so it's a formidable lineup as the defending champions.
It is, and both these two teams can play with four lines if they want. They have 12 forwards that can play. So who knows how much they're going to use the fourth line in this game, but if they're smart, they would use them quite a bit, because if you make it to the final and you use four lines in the semifinal, you'll be very fresh.
Let's have a look at the ones to watch for head coach Brodie Dupont. Well, we have to talk about Cole Sanford, because he had 38 goals in league play, 43 goals total between the Cup and the quarterfinals.
I mean, he's a quality player and very skilled, very quick, sees the game well, really tough to cover. I've said this before. He's just, when the puck is on his stick, he makes things happen. He's just one of these players, when he's on the ice, he makes things happen for the Cardiff Devils.
Real speedster as well. We saw a lot of speed on display in semifinal number one. There'll be speed aplenty in semifinal number two. We wanted to look at Joey Martin, because this is a consummate pro, very coachable, will play up and down the lineup. His first stint with Cardiff, many thought he was the best player in the Elite League. His second stint now, he has been magnificent. 24 goals across the league, cup, and playoffs.
Yeah, I mean, a great two-way player, one of the most consistent players in the league, and you couldn't have a better player in your lineup. He does it all. Good on face-offs, can kill penalties, play the power play. He's one of these players you put out in clutch situations. Sometimes with your more offensive players, you don't always want to play him in those clutch defensive situations, but there's no worry with Martin.
Doesn't get a lot of credit for his defensive work. I mean, amongst his team he does, but this is a guy, despite his offensive prowess, very good defensively. Marcus Crawford, well, he has been dynamite this season. 9 goals in the league, another 2 in the Challenge Cup, but you look at that, 57 points in the league. Unbelievable season.
Yeah, that's over a point a game for a defenseman. You don't see that very often in the Elite League. He's been outstanding. You can see why he was first All-Star team selection, and he's had a great year for the Devils. And you know, again, you probably won't see him play so offensive in this game to start with. You know, some of these defensemen, yeah, they might score a lot, but they're smart, and they know when's the time to go. And we've seen from him so far in the quarterfinals, he hasn't activated that much because they don't need him to. He didn't need him to so much against Coventry. Maybe a bit more in this game, but to start, I think he'll stay back.
So we know the Belfast Giants are through. Who will join them in the grand final? Semi-final number 2 coming up. Sheffield and Cardiff after this quick break. The Cardiff Devils fans, they won another playoff title, of course. 3 times defending champions, the Sheffield Steelers. For their part, their last trophy was the Challenge Cup in 2020. Their last playoff title was 2017. 5 playoff titles for the Sheffield Steelers, though. They have been good in this competition, looking to get back to a final, and certainly the emotional rallying cry will be around their captain, Jonathan Phillips.
Certainly will, and he'll certainly lead the team. I mean, don't be surprised if he logs a lot of ice time. Really good on the penalty kill. Aaron Fox uses him a lot in those situations. Defensively, he's very sound too, Jonathan Phillips. He gets the occasional goal, especially in the big games.
The pregame presentation now to the captain, Jonathan Phillips. And Jonathan Phillips, 4 times a league champion. 927 league games, 167 cup games, 55 playoff games, Continental Cup action, Champions Hockey League action, captain of this club, captain of Team GB, just a consummate professional, and a nice moment here, his final weekend of professional hockey.
Yeah, I mean, just a great player for the Elite League over the years, and total professional, as you said, Merv. And, you know, the icing on the cake is that he's a great human being, and I think that's the most important thing.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, if not already, may I ask you all please to be upstanding.
We'll pause now for the anthem.
National anthems.
The Steelers and Devils fans are ready. Aaron Murphy alongside Paul 86 semi-final number 2 on the docket this evening on Viaplay. We know the Belfast Giants are through. They're back at the hotel. They're getting hydrated, getting ready. They'll be wondering who they will play as we look at the referees. Tom Pearing and Liam Sewell on the lines. Danny Beresford and Lee Young. A lovely moment to see Jonathan Phillips saluted ahead of the game. But you know what? We know Jonathan Phillips well. He doesn't worry about any of those personal accolades. He just wants to win this game and get to that trophy final.
Well, there's no better feeling than retiring with the trophy win, Murph. That's the way to go out as a winner, and that's the way I'm sure he wants to go out. So he'll be playing his heart out there, and his teammates will be for him also. But the Steelers certainly need a trophy. They haven't had one in a few years now. So this is a big tournament for them. This is a big semifinals weekend. They certainly want to get in that final and face up to the Giants, but they've got a big task ahead of them with the Cardiff Devils, who've been oh so good in the playoffs. And Ben Bounds is on fire right now. He's playing probably his best hockey of the season at the right moment. And Greenfield ever so consistent for the Sheffield Steelers. You know he's going to play another solid game for the Steelers, Murph.
Good goaltending matchup, good coaching matchup, and certainly two teams that have plenty of familiarity against each other this season. But it all comes down to one game. Cardiff 4-2 in the league against the Sheffield Steelers, but the Steelers knocking the Devils out in the Challenge Cup quarterfinals. Poised nicely for a semifinal. Number 2, pitter-patter, let's get at her. We're underway at Motor Point Arena. Newman deflects the puck in. Allen A-frames over the puck, knocks Martin over, but Cox got a piece of that and sends it up and past the speedy Mosey. Here's Petgrave being watched by Sanford. We talk about Petgrave not being afraid to carry that puck forward, and he does so there. As that pops up into the air, a weird bounce that nearly cost the Cardiff Devils. Sanford. Davy Phillips couldn't get there. Newman will keep it in behind Davy Phillips, and Newman with a long-range shot blocked by Crawford. Here's Cox, tape to tape from Crawford, and Cox wants to make a line change. Sanford wants to get in on the forecheck, but he's outnumbered. Newman up the right wing. Jardine. Brendan Connolly also calling time on his professional career after this weekend. Has been a great servant to the Steelers, certainly has played for GB as well, former Quan, former Giant, and here's Connolly on the puck. Out to the back post, good save by Bounds, as creeping in there is Robert Dowd. We know what he can do on that off wing. And a good feed from Connolly to Dowd, but Bounds makes a save.
Yeah, that was a good save for Bounds. They almost caught Cardiff Devils sleeping a little bit on that play from behind the net. And Bounds had to react quick. It was a bad angle shot, but it really tested Bounds early, and those are the kind of shots you don't want to see your goalie give up early in the first period in a big game like that. Certainly wouldn't have helped his confidence, but Bounds was ready for it. Let's watch here. Connolly, quick pass out, quick shot comes in from Newman and just goes wide, but that was a better chance than what it looked, Murph.
Connolly digs in against Kugler. There's Nevalainen. Tape to tape with Jones. Jones lugs the puck up, redirected in by Dowd. Connolly is set down by Jardin. Kugler up the right wing. Kugler sidesteps a hit from Dowd, just dumps it in. Getting there first is Jones. Lital to Dowd. Dowd with a backhand out wide, slides it in. Right pad save by Bounds. Couple of big saves from Bounds on Dowd early on. They know each other well from Team GB, of course. Here's Evan Mosey.
Yeah, I mean, obviously Dowd would know any weaknesses from Bounds. He's played with them for many years with GB, and if anybody knows his weaknesses, it would be Dowd.
Here's Thompson. Brandt. Britton. Pietranero. After Christmas came over, provides some grit and some physicality for the Cardiff Devils. Chad Pietranero has 4 brothers that play professional hockey as well. That must have been a tough household. Here's Crawford. Thompson off his skate. Petgrave will get back first. Mosey on the backhand, now to the forehand. He's got plenty of time as the Devils need to make a line change. Ben Davis roaring in on the forecheck, but Mosey escapes out the other side. Nearly gave it away to Duggan. Does so. Duggan tried to sweep it forward for Ben Davis, but Davy Phillips was Johnny on the spot. Graham will tuck it in on Bounds. Bounds comes out, plays it high off the glass, but Graham will win the puck back. Here's the captain, Jonathan Phillips. Looking to go out in a trophy game across the goal mouth to Graham, too far. Phillips. Davy Phillips across ice, redirected in front by Whistle, and Bounds will hold on.
Well, interesting, both teams matched up their fourth lines there. Obviously, the Steelers are happy to go with that. But if you look at it, what happened was Christo was switched with Jonathan Phillips. And right now you have Whistle, Jonathan Phillips, and Graham together to match up against the Cardiff line of Davies, Waller, and Duggan. So slight little change of the lines from Aaron Fox to get the matchup that he wanted. Be interesting to see if both teams continue to play with the four lines, Murph.
A quick 3 minutes gone. Nothing on the board as the feeling out process, although as we mentioned, these teams know each other well from league and cup play. Richardson, neither team wanted to make a mistake early on though. Here's Jardine. Sanford. Chips it off the wall. Chipped it right back to himself. Allen came in there and tried to throw a shoulder. Cox tumbles in the corner trying to get away from Nevalainen. Martin finishes his hit. Jardine to Martin. Too far for Cox. And Richardson sends it forward, just trying to get a redirect in front there. It just skipped past Cox. Here's Newman. Nice touch, not enough for icing. Knew what he was doing. Here's Jardine. And Joey Martin takes flight. Caught from behind by Ciampini, but he will dump it in, and the Devils make a change.
Yeah, both teams changing quick here. And I think the Devils are trying to get their matchups rather than giving the Steelers the final change. But you can see both teams changing quick and early, trying to get everybody in the game here, Murph.
Sheffield were third in league play, 77 points. Cardiff fourth on 75, so 3 versus 4. Reed puts it in deep. Mosey will pounce. He's a real speedster as well. We thought it was fast in semifinal number 1. It will be maybe even a little faster here in the second game. Reed with the shot off the shoulder of Greenfield all the way back to the point. With such force was that shot. We know Reed can really bring it. Reed with a shot off a Dowd, up and out of play.
Well, we know Reed's a key player for the Cardiff Devils. When he's playing well and scoring goals, the Devils normally win. So going to key off him quite a bit, especially on the power play. They do look for Reed to finish off a lot of those final passes to get him the last shot on the power play. So don't be surprised if you see something set up in his direction on the power play for the Cardiff Devils at some point in this game.
Whistle and Kugler. Brandon Whistle knows his brother Jackson's through to the final with the Giants. Brandon would love to contest that final tomorrow. Here's Christo, former world junior champion with Team USA in his younger days. Crawford. Crandall deflects it in. And it is going to come back. 4:42 gone in the first, and it does feel like a bit of a feeling out process.
Yeah, it certainly is, and you can see straight away Aaron Fox changes his line on the ice and call. The Devils can't change. Tried to change, but the linesmen have sent them back on the ice. So good job from the referee, the officials in this one, making sure teams aren't cheating off the icing.
Yeah, if you're new to ice hockey, the home team, and in this game, as the higher seed Sheffield are the home team, they get the last change, so it is an advantage, especially for coaches tactically. Crandall dispossessed by Petule. Davy Phillips. Christo came together with Jardine, and that's going to deflect up and out of play.
Yeah, good job from Jardine. He just pinches up into the neutral zone because he knows he has some coverage from the D partner and a forward who's back. So when you do that, you can be more aggressive as a defenseman in the neutral zone rather than backing off to avoid giving up that odd man rush.
Britton versus Petule. Josh Britton, of course, a former Anaheim Ducks pick back in 2008. Here's Jardine, twice an East Coast Hockey League champion off the skate of Britton. Jones on the backhand to Nicholas Nevalainen. Here's McNally. Brandon McNally played with the Devils last year. You know he'd like to stick it to his former team. Here's Jones. Jones high off the glass. Christo. Pietranero takes a bump to make a play against Petule. Going to come back to Nevalainen, the product of Finland. Here's Jones. Jones with the shot. It actually hits Petule in front and bounces down for Josh Britton. Up the left wing to Pietranero. Former Newfoundland Growlers. Pietranero gives it away to Christo. Soft giveaway by the Cardiff Devils, and Brody Dupont won't want to see those soft giveaways in the neutral zone, but they've recovered. Here comes Duggan. Duggan's shot off the skate of Mosey and wide. Whistle. Tucks it back for Petgrave. One hand on the stick as he shimmies it along for Mosey. And Mosey, stretch pass ahead for Graham. He's got Whistle going to the goal, and Graham looked off. Tried to fool Bounds, but the shot was wide. Mosey keeps it in. Funny bounce out front. Nearly came out to Jonathan Phillips, and they give it away to Brandon Whistle. Duggan with a soft pass up the middle, and now Brandon Whistle gets to work. Here's Petgrave. Petgrave trying to sidestep Duggan, throws it across ice to Jonathan Phillips. Phillips, good edge work as he keeps his composure against Waller, and now takes it around the goal against Big Lewis. Alex Graham lets it go to Whistle. Brandon Whistle trying to muscle his way out front. It's going to come back to Petgrave, fakes the shot, dances away from Duggan. Here comes Petgrave to the backhand, tried to put it through a sea of legs. Not sure how Bounds saw it, but he covers up.
Yeah, Petgrave, good job, just jumping off the blue line down the boards, finds his way to the net. Didn't really get a good shot away. A really good opportunity for Petgrave. There was a lot of traffic in front. I think he's looking for a spot here in the net, but because there's so many players in front, he doesn't really, so he hangs on to it. Nice little move, takes the backhand in there, but didn't get enough on him. A good active stick from the Cardiff Devils. Lewis and Batch really made it tough on him to get a shot away there.
Allen and Martin. Martin wins the draw. Here's Sanford. Sanford threw it into the neutral zone. Newman says thank you very much. Throws it cross ice for Allen, but Martin and Allen come shoulder to shoulder. Here's Crawford. Sanford, lovely pass for Cox, possible 2-on-1, but they drop it to Sanford. Sanford's shot came off the stick of Ciampini and trickled wide. Here's Allen, off the wall for Ciampini. He shouldered off the puck by Sanford. Martin couldn't collect that pass, and Davy Phillips will shimmy it forward to Allen. Allen to Ciampini. Crawford gets there first, takes a hit to make that play to Cox. Cox heard Jones coming, but he stayed with it and backhands it out into the neutral zone. Here's Nicholas Nevalainen. 185 games in the Finnish league. He gets it ahead to Newman, and Newman into the glove of Bounds.
Well, a good job actually from the Steelers defense. What they did was they pinched off on the wall quickly as the Cardiff Devils were coming over the blue line, which took away that odd man rush, and they were able to get the puck back and get it down the ice quickly. So a good job with that quick pressure. If you can put pressure on and not give that pass away early, sometimes you take away that odd man rush advantage.
Face off to the right of Bounds' goal. Richardson. Up the right wing, nobody home. Jones will collect it. Blade to blade with Nevalainen. Shoveled forward for Connolly. He's cut off by Richardson. Dowd working hard to keep it in, but it bounced away from him. Crandall tried to one-hand that through Jones's legs, but Jones stayed with the man. Here's Jones working it forward to Nicholas Nevalainen. Sends a funny bounce off that end. Dasher right off Sanford. Down, stopped by Bounds. It's going to go in off his Jardine. Down, threw it off front. It went off his Jardine past Bounds. 1-0 Sheffield.
Well, Dowd just comes in there and gets the second opportunity. Tries to put it across the crease, but it looks like in the end it goes up. Unluckily for Jardine, and the Cardiff goes off his skate into the net. But give Dowd credit, he jumped on his own rebound, got the puck back to the front of the net. They get a lucky bounce there, certainly good for Dowd's confidence. When he gets one, he usually gets two, Murph, so good start here for the Steelers.
Petgrave puts it forward. Here's Pietronero. Pietronero on the backhand. 11:40 remaining in the first period, and that's the start you need. Both coaches said they wanted to start on time. Neither coach wanted to be chasing the game against high-class opposition. And the Steelers opened the scoring, albeit with a little bit of a circus play as it went in off of Jardine. Unfortunate for the Devils. McNally and company turn it up ice. McNally or Pachule. Here's Christo. Christo, bodied out by Britton. Here's Crawford. Crawford sends it across the goal mouth to Riley Brandt, and Brandt will lug it up ice. Brandt over the red line, dumps it in. Greenfield comes out to play it.
Well, Brandt's already had 4 hits in a couple of shifts he's been on the ice, so he certainly ramped it up physically for the Devils, trying to keep the Steelers on their toes a little bit.
Approaching the halfway mark of the period, Jonathan Phillips turned back by the long reach of Batch. Here's Martin. Martin to Sanford. Sanford with a shot. Greenfield will cover up. And Sheffield with a 1-0 lead over the Cardiff Devils. 10:47 remaining in the first period. We'll step aside for a quick break on Viaplay. Face-off in the Steelers zone. 8:04 into the first. Dowd off of Jardine. 1-0 in favor of the Steelers. Here's Ciampini. Martin, a big game player, sends it out wide to Cox. Cox with a chance off the post! Cox had Greenfield beaten, but couldn't beat the Metalworks.
Yeah, I mean, this line of Martin, Cox, and Sanford, you don't get the puck out of your end of the ice. They turn it quick, come straight at you, and create a good scoring opportunity. Just like we saw here, that's a great shot from Cox. Goes off the post, and that's only really the second good scoring chance they've had in the first 10 minutes. But again, this line, you have to manage the puck really well when you're playing against them.
Newman versus Martin. Face-off win by the Devils. Thompson creeps in. Thompson goes around Jones. Two number 44s coming together. Allen off the back of the goal. And Nevalainen pounces. Good layers defensively from the Steelers. Nevalainen on a set play. Saw Newman blow in the zone. Dumps it down. No icing because Newman wins the race against Crawford. Here's Sanford to Cox. Pushes it back to Martin. Martin swings out wide. Gains the zone and will tuck it in the corner. Greenfield cuts it off, helps his own cause as he sends it up the left wing to Allen. Allen smartly gains the red line, dumps, and line changes for both teams.
Yeah, again, the quick changes, and both teams a good pace out here. But again, the Steelers have not given up a lot of chances, so they've done a good job defensively.
Jardine, who had that Dowd shot go in off of him past bounds, trying to lug the puck forward. You know Jardine wants to atone for that quickly. Davy Phillips and the Steelers won't allow that to happen on this shift. Here's Graham. Brandon Whistle. Too far for Jonathan Phillips. Back to the point. Schultz takes a bump. Reed hard into the corner against Graham. Here's Kugler. Turns the puck over. Crandall is there, though. Crandall on the backhand sends it cross ice, and that's going to end up on the Steelers bench.
Oh, we've seen some good physical hits here early on, Murph. Good finish checks. Nothing dirty. Both teams playing hard out there. And I think the key thing is why we're not seeing loads of chances is good job in the defensive zones, is closing the gap quickly and not allowing the offensive players too much time on the puck, closing things down, and both teams have done a good job with that.
Face-off win back to Mosey. There's Petgrave. Makes sure to gain the red line, dumps it in, Bounds comes out, Bounds for Batch. Batch using that long reach, puts it up the middle, nobody on the other end of that pass. And an icing call against the Devils.
Yeah, Batch was in two minds there. Looked like he was going to come up the boards and then thought, no, I'm not going to make that pass. The man's covered. Then when he had to throw the puck to the middle, the man was covered also. Basically, the only plate was a high flip or a chip off the glass out of the zone. Almost got caught there. Going to have to keep an eye on that.
Connolly will dig in against big Josh Britton. Josh Britton, a world under-18 champion with Canada as a younger man back in 2008. Dowd, who has the goal, ran into Waller. Waller named the top young Brit in the Viaplay Elite League. Petgrave to Lital. Lital around Batch and runs into Lewis. Good shoulder from Lewis, a long-range shot from Petgrave, held on by Bounds.
Yeah, Lital came around the back of the net there. Lewis held off a little bit on that hit because he saw Lital's back. Finished the check off anyways, caught him with a good one, but Lital loves to wind up in the neutral zone. So he'll come from the opposite blue line with speed through the middle, get that pass, drive wide with speed and try to make things happen. But a good job defending from the Cardiff Devils, not giving him a good opportunity to make a play.
Face off to the right of Bounds' goal. Here's Nevalainen. Nevalainen into the shin pads of Pietranero, or Brent rather, and Brent. There's a penalty on the play, and Riley Brent doesn't like it.
Well, Brent's saying, well, you know, he didn't really do anything, but I think his stick did come up and catch one of the Steelers in the face. That's why the call was made. I'm sure we'll have a look at that at some point, but Brent certainly didn't agree with it. I know sometimes it's unintentional, but if your stick comes up and catches the opponent in the face, the referee's, hard not to call that. So, power play opportunity here for the Steelers with a 1-0 lead, Murph.
16.7% in league play on the power play for Sheffield. That ranked them 9th. Cardiff, 79.2% on the penalty kill. That ranked them 6th. Neither team has been lights out on the power play, but as we mentioned in our pregame show, one of these teams who could catch fire here. Neither team wanting to be 4-on-5. Here's Greenfield. So Brent in the box. The Steelers with a 1-0 lead on the goal by Dowd, which was a bit of a plinko shot off the defender Jardine. Well, they'll take it. Christo for Newman. Richardson had a bounce away from him. Here's Allen. Allen to Petgrave. Petgrave. Ciampini. Petgrave fakes the shot. Great edge work. He's so fun on his feet. Christo down low. Allen tries to jam play. Score! Power play goal. Sheffield. Allen makes it 2-0.
Well, Bounds is fooled a little bit on this. Petgrave decides not to shoot it, gets it to Christo. And right there, Allen just swings it to the net. I think Bounds thought the pass was going to go across to the far post, but it doesn't. Allen just swings it to the net, and it goes off of Bounds' leg into the net. So a smart play from Allen. He fools Bounds on the play. We were talking about earlier before the game how Allen is strong in and around the net, and there's a good example of it right there.
And the Steelers, we heard both coaches saying we got to start on time. And the Steelers, 1-for-1 on the power play. Dowd, the early goal. Cox with a shot turned aside by Greenfield, and now Allen on the power play. Here comes Newman. Newman throws on the brakes, finds the trailer. It was Schultz. Schultz gets it back to Newman. His shot came off of Thompson and bobbled into the corner. Here's Newman. Schultz gets his pocket picked by Waller. Waller for Cox. Cox in again. Cox has hit the post, but he scores this time. No! Post! This time Cox off the onion bag. It's a 2-1 hockey game.
Well, Cox has been flying since the start of the game, Murph, and gets another opportunity. Nice pass wide. He receives it and just fires it straight away. Gets it up over the glove of Greenfield. He hit the post the time before. This time he just takes a little bit off the shot and puts it into the top corner. Big goal for the Devils as they went down 2-0 to claw one back and get themselves right back in this game.
It's a quick answer back as well. Sometimes it's the situation. They needed something, and Cox was flying through the neutral zone. Here's Jones. Dowd got a piece of that. No icing. Kugler. And again, ahead to Reed and does so. Jardine. Jardine swings out wide and offside Cardiff.
Yeah, Jardine probably could have moved that a little bit quicker. I know he was trying to get to the blue line and then make a quick play there, but it was a question of inches. But, you know, you don't mind it if your defenseman is confident, moving up the ice with the puck, trying to make things happen. But they certainly having a word with Crandall, just saying, listen, yeah, sorry, maybe I should have moved it a bit quicker. But there's nothing wrong with attacking the blue line.
Here's Jones. Dowd chips it on to Connolly. Richardson is there first, though. Natal is run over by Kugler. Reed off the half wall. Tidy pass to Kugler. Crandall cuts back. Top of the circle now. Crandall to Thompson. Kugler. Backhands it deep. Jones shoulders into Reed. Devils keep possession, though. A great ace chance by Kugler. Great A opportunity for Kugler tonight, and the rebound is sent up and over off the stick of Crawford.
What a great play from Neville Ine, and he just got his stick down in time to take that shot away and deflect it up and over the net. Great job from him just staying on that. Assistant coach from the Sheffield Steelers saying to him, listen, that's a great play, great job there. And obviously Carter best and Will knows when his defenseman made a good play, and right there, that was a fantastic defensive play.
I believe it was 46 seconds between the Allen power play goal and the Trevor Cox opening goal for Cardiff. So good answer back, and it's game on. 2-1 hockey game, 6 minutes to go in the first period. Here's Thompson. Long range shot. Good net front present from Pietronero. Pietronero finishes his hit on whistle. Thompson was already thinking about the pass, took his eye off the puck, and it drifted off his skate into the neutral zone. Britton to Crawford. Pietronero works it on for Waller. Waller looking for a loose puck, but it's covered up by Greenfield.
Yeah, Waller going straight into the net. Just couldn't get to that in time, but a good job just getting the face off, and straight away the Devils make a change here. And you know, like with their line that's looked really sharp. I mean, Martin here. This is a big face-off here for the Cardiff Devils. The Martin line, one of the top offensive lines for the Devils. They have two real good scoring lines, the Devils, and then the other two, like we were talking about before the game, as Aaron Fox has said, have two lines that work really hard and still create good scoring opportunities. So there's good depth from this Cardiff Devils team. 4 lines that can contribute.
Chule wins the face-off. Schultz too far for McNally. And an icing call for the team in orange.
Yeah, I mean, you can see right there the Devils are trying to pinch down the walls and keep pucks in, so they're making it tough on the Steelers to just make that simple pass out of the zone. You can do that if you have a third forward high. And the Devils certainly have the speed to take some chances. You know, if you're a slow team and you make a mistake along the wall and in the offensive zone, you pay for it. But a team with the speed of the Devils can take a few chances down the walls.
Both teams, speed merchants. Speed kills, and we've had a great tempo to this after the first 3 or 4 shifts where there was a feeling out process. Well, the edict from Sheffield is to put everything into the crease. They're not afraid to put that puck. They already have a goal off the Jardine bouncing past bounds. They throw it into the crease there, and again it nearly bounced past bounds.
No, you're exactly right, Murph. They've been throwing pucks in net. They've been driving hard to the net. And sometimes you just get that, you get that break, and the puck just bounces into the net or bounces in front, and Fatuli just takes that backhand, slides it across the front of the crease with his teammates going hard to the front of the net, and Bounds has to scramble a little bit to get his glove down on the puck.
Face-off will be to the right of Ben Bounds. 5:18 remaining in the first period. If you weren't with us earlier, the Giants with a 6-3 win over the Nottingham Panthers. They are through to the final, awaiting the winner of this semifinal number 2. There's Jonathan Phillips. Phillips out front again. They try a bounce play. That came off for Richardson and nearly fooled Bounds, as the Steelers are just happy to flood that blue paint area. Crandall to Richardson. Here's Crandall into the goal mouth, trying to find Kugler, but it was off the heel of his stick. Kugler to Reed. Brody Reed on the backhand, across for the captain. Richardson throws it in front, getting a piece of that was Crandall, and then he tried to back pass it into the crease, but it's skated away by Schultz.
Yeah, you can see here the Devils are trying to move the puck up quick. They're not holding on to it long. Come across there, nice pass from Richardson.
Here's Britton in front, and he just puts it up and over the crossbar. It was a lovely pass from Pietranero, and Britton couldn't find the target. Here's Josh Batch. Testimonial season for Josh Batch. Gets it to Waller. Fine skaters, Waller. Waller is on the backhand. Oh, what a stop by Greenfield. As Waller danced in between the hash marks, and his backhand is gloved away by Greenfield. Newman to Allen. Ciampini, long-range shot right into the Devils logo on the chest of Bounds.
Well, Waller certainly showed us why he was the British Player of the Year. What a move that was. Goes to his backhand. Just didn't get it up high enough. That's a great move. That little fake there froze the defenseman Jones. And then he goes to his backhand. Greenfield comes out, takes the angle away from Waller, making it tough for him to get it up and over. But what a move from Waller. Just couldn't finish it off, Murph.
We enjoyed watching him in Tampere last year at the World Championships on the big ice. Really came into his own for Great Britain, and you saw a little taste of it right there. What a stop by Greenfield, though, who's been immense all season long for Sheffield. Here comes Sanford. Sanford just too far for him, and Mosey puts a shoulder into Sanford. They both go down. Here's Lital. Brendan Connolly swings out wide and working on for Dowd. Bounces back to Connolly. Petgrave chipped away by Sanford. Martin waiting for Cox to come back on side. Martin for Cox. Foot forward. Love down by Evan Mosey. Brendan Connolly off the skate of Petgrave. They turn it over just outside the blue line as Cox at the end of a long shift will dump it in.
Yeah, again, the Devils aren't taking any chances. Quick shifts, moving. I think that's a big part of their game plan. Quick shifts in the first period. Let's not wear ourselves out in the first period. Play hard, quick short shifts. We've seen that from the Devils here.
Here's Jardine. Hammers it in. Waffle bordered away by Greenfield. Dowd. McNally waved at that. It bounces away, and Richardson will take over. Richardson. Back to Jardine. Over the red line, dumps it into the left corner. Changes coming in behind the play for Cardiff. Schultz sends it quickly on for McNally. McNally, the former Devil. Back to the point. Davy Phillips with a shot. Bounds didn't see it as he was trying to look around Petulli and Thompson, his own defenseman. Somehow the puck stays out. Here's Jardine. Brody Reed plays it back. Immense pressure there from Christo. And now Thompson. 2:15 remaining in the first stanza. Brody Reed chasing that down, but it's back the other way to Jonathan Phillips and now to Whistle. Brandon Whistle and Jonathan Phillips converging on that right side, keeping the puck in deep. Nevalainen will have to pinch in from the left point. Here's Christo. 2 minutes to go in the first period. Thompson trying to claw it along, but Jonathan Phillips takes a bump from Kugler. Whistle back to the point. Nevalainen's shot came off of Newman. The edict from Aaron Fox must be shoot from anywhere.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I think of the same thing since the start of this game. I mean, the Steelers have shot bad angle shots. They tested bounds every chance they've got. They haven't looked for the perfect shot, that's for sure.
Martin will dump it in. Allen looked like he lost an edge, and Cox finishes hit. Martin with his shot. Oh, what a pad save by Greenfield. Greenfield with some great A saves here as the Devils look for an equalizer. Here's Richardson. Richardson trying to come around and tuck that home, but Greenfield was hugged up against the post.
Yeah, Richardson was looking, couldn't find anybody in front of that, so he just decided, well, I'll try to bank it off the side of Greenfield, but Greenfield was quick enough to get to the side, to get to the post, and keep the puck from the back of the nets. And again, this line here is always dangerous. Always seem to create a chance when they're on the ice, the Martin line.
Mosey to Petgrave. Ciampini works it on for Allen. Richardson to Martin. Petgrave trying to lift a stick of Martin, but Martin is strong, a low center of gravity. Cox, who has the lone goal for Cardiff, had to push past him to Allen. Here's Petgrave out wide to Newman. 45 seconds remaining in the period. Here's Petgrave, long range shot. Came off of Martin and bounced wide. Davy Phillips has to wait for everyone to get back on side, and he'll just dump it in. Jardine talking to Cox, telling his wingers where he wants them to be as we hit 30 seconds remaining in the first period. Sheffield 2, Cardiff 1. Allen and Dowd for the men in orange. Trevor Cox for the Devils. Greenfield gets it ahead to Dowd. Thompson pushes it back into the corner. Britton against Petulli. There's a chance for Pietranero. Pietranero couldn't get around Dowd. 8 seconds remaining in the period. Devils looking for some last-minute offense. Pietranero hammered by Dowd. They try and work it out front wall and running out of time. The bench was yelling shoot. They couldn't get the shot away. Britton will hold on, and now Pietranero having words with Dowd and Connolly. We know Connolly likes to ruffle feathers. Pietranero, a very fiery character as well, but Aaron Fox will be happy with the early offense from the Sheffield Steelers.
Yeah, he'll certainly take the lead going into the second period, and I thought the Cardiff Devils played better in the second half of the first period. They seem to create more scoring opportunity. I think Brody Dupont will be happier with the finish of the Devils in the first period, but pretty even period as far as I'm concerned. I know the Steelers are up 2-1 here, and that came from a good job from them getting players to the front of the net and making it really tough on bounds, not letting them see the puck all that much in that first period. It was a good job from the Steelers just with that net front traffic.
Dowd, 8:04 into the first, unassisted. His first. Scott Allen, 12:16 in the first on the power play. 42 seconds after that, Trevor Cox tucked one in, assisted by Sanford. 2-1 at the end of 20 minutes of play, and we have a special guest rinkside as we prepare to head down stairs. We're absolutely honored to have Jonathan Phillips. Well, Jono, it's an emotional weekend, I'm sure, but I know the professional you are. You've put all the sort of personal stuff aside, and you're delighted with a 2-1 lead after 20.
Yeah, definitely. I thought we started that game great. I think the energy has been great from all four lines. We're moving the puck, we're getting the puck deep, and getting to work on the forecheck and creating some good chances.
Jonathan, you seem to be shooting the puck from everywhere out there. You're really testing bounds. You're really keeping them honest.
Yeah, we're just trying to get as many pucks to the net and bodies around the paint and just kind of see what happens and create as much energy as we can.
Jonathan, thanks for taking the time to join us on Viaplay. Best of luck the rest of the way this evening.
Cheers, boys.
The consummate professional in his final weekend of professional hockey, leading the Steelers into the first intermission with a 2-1 lead. Don't go anywhere. First period highlights and analysis after this quick break. Welcome back to coverage of semifinal number 2 from the Motorpoint Arena. Great start for the Sheffield Steelers, looking to punch a ticket through to tomorrow's grand final. We heard both coaches talking about starting on time, and certainly after a 3 or 4 shift feeling out period, the Steelers really started to come and throw pucks towards the net.
Yeah, I think that you're exactly right. It's just they got pucks to the net, and they didn't care if they were bad angle shots or not, but they got good traffic to the net. They were really driving hard to the net. They put the Devils' defense under a lot of pressure by doing that. And also Bounds, a lot of shots came in. I don't think Bounds saw them. He just got his body in the way and made a couple saves that way. So a good job from the Steelers just getting that net front presence.
So the opening goal, it wasn't pretty. It wasn't a highlight reel goal. He won't care because it was one of those plays we talked about, just getting pucks to the net. And you know what? Robert Dowd has scored some highlight reel goals in his time. You can see here he stays with it, throws it out front, and it came off his Jardine past Bounds.
Yeah, again, he just gets it to the front of the net. He gets the first shot, but he gets his rebound. He doesn't turn away, keeps his eye on the puck. And because he keeps his eye on the puck, he gets it back, throws it to the front of the net. He gets a lucky bounce, and unfortunate for the Devils, goes off of the defenseman's skate into the back of the net. Bounce has no chance on that, doesn't have time to react. But give Dowd credit. I mean, Dowd finds a way to score, doesn't he? He's a natural goal scorer. Sometimes you get those lucky bounces.
He's a big game player, so 8:04 into the first period, 1-0 on an unassisted goal. He'll be telling the grandkids it was up top shelf, a deke all the way around. But about 4 minutes and 10 seconds after that, they were on the power play. We said neither team has been lighting the league on fire in the power play, but one team would get going on the power play, and it was indeed Christo to Allen. 2-0 game.
Yeah, Allen likes to be around the net, and he tries to throw that, just tries to throw it quickly to the front of the net, and it goes off the inside of Bounds' knee, I think, and it ends up in the back, and then Christo makes a nice pass down low there. That's the only option he had, is to move the puck. Petgrave could have shot that, but decides to give it to Christo. Basically, I think Christo's a good option up top there. He's got a good shot, sees the, he knows what to do with the puck. He's very gifted offensively, so he makes a nice play down to Allen, who swings the puck around, catches Bounds off guard a little bit.
So 2 goals, one off a defenseman and the other off the inside of the pad on Bounds' right leg. So neither really a highlight reel goal or a clean goal, but when you're jamming away and going to the net, good things happen.
Exactly, and it's tough on the goalie. It puts the goalie under a lot of pressure. He doesn't know what you're going to do. If you're going to pass, shoot, or especially when you shoot some early bad angle shots, makes the goalie feel a little bit uncomfortable. And I think that was a bit of the game plan for the Steelers. Let's test Bounds early. Let's make it difficult for him. Let's not let him settle in. Let's make it uncomfortable for him.
They needed something, the Cardiff Devils, and about 42 seconds after the power play goal from Allen, it was Cox. Cox was flying in the first period. It was a nice play here by Sanford, but look at Cox just ripping through the neutral zone.
Yeah, he's so quick, and if he gets a step on you, he's gone, and it's a nice shot. Remember the time before he hit the post? Not this time. He took a little bit off the shot, got it inside the post, picked the top corner. He obviously saw that Greenfield's glove was down quite low there. If you're Greenfield, you're going to want to get your left glove up a little bit higher. Can't play it down on your pad, and that ends up in the back of the net. So that's a really nice shot from Cox. And again, we know the Devils got their chances from quick breaks, whereas the Steelers got their chances from crashing the net. So both teams approaching it a little bit differently right now.
Cox with his second playoff goal, 4th assist of the playoffs for Cole Sanford, and was the speed that killed on that occasion.
Yeah, but they are quick, and that line is a very dangerous line, and it's just down to their speed. I mean, they're very skilled and everything else, but I'm saying is they have that added benefit of having speed of all their 3 forwards on that line.
2-1 after 20 minutes of play at Motorpoint Arena in semifinal number 2. Don't go anywhere. Second period action ahead on Viaplay. 2-1 after 20 minutes of action. Shots on goal, 12-10 in favor of the Sheffield Steelers. Sheffield 1 for 1 on the power play. Face-offs as well, very good indeed, 15-9, which is about 62% in the dot for the Sheffield Steelers.
Yeah, I mean, that's a big key if you can win those face-offs, especially in your end of the ice, Murph. If you win a lot in your end of the ice, it just takes the puck away from the opposition, doesn't give them a chance to set anything up or get anything going.
And if you are Cardiff, after a couple of really ropey shifts, you'll be happy to be sticking with this Steelers team, who looked at one point that they might run away with that first period.
Yeah, I mean, they looked sharp early, and they were really just putting the pressure especially down low against the Devils, really testing them low along the goal line around the net.
Here is the shot map, of course, the big black pucks. That's where the goals have come from. You can see a couple of bouncing pucks past bounds, and the Cox shot was a beauty. A couple of block shots in and around the areas as well.
Yeah, again, we can see the goals in close, and a lot of these big games, the goals that come from in close, where you have to battle for the puck, battle for every inch of space, and that's how you win games. These big playoff games are won in the trenches, Murph.
100% agree with you. You were much more of a skate through the whole team and score kind of guy, but those greasy goals in the first period were huge for Sheffield.
Well, yeah, they certainly were, and that should be part of your game plan in these big games, is get to the front of the net and attack. And then, I mean, people think that I scored most of my goals from the outside. Well, I didn't. I actually, got to the net quick and got deflections and rebounds and just, drove to the net. You don't have to be big to drive to the net. Once you get a step on that defenseman, always a good time just to take the puck to the net.
There's the captain, Jonathan Phillips. He will be a part of the Team GB setup, no doubt. But this is his last weekend as a professional at club level. Great to talk to him at the end of the first period as well.
Yeah, I mean, it's always nice to, talk to all the players, especially when you get a chance to talk to players, after the period. Not all the players like to get on and have a chat, but there is a lot of players who don't mind it, and we saw it from Bounds also in the playoffs, where he's been able to, and very few times do you see a goalie do it between periods, but Bounds has always been very good that way also.
Jonathan Phillips has always been very generous with his time, whether it's our coverage of the Viaplay Elite League or Team GB. And he has a 2-1 lead. His club, the Sheffield Steelers, shots on goal 12-10, as we said. So both teams had chances around the net, and think about Cox as well. He hit that post, kind of went to the same area to score the goal, but it could be 2-2.
Yeah, sometimes you learn from your, when you hit the post, you remember in your mind, okay, what was available on that shot? And he obviously saw that there was space up top in the corner. Went for it again. You would thought maybe Greenfield, but it's tough sometimes to realize it's the same guy coming down the ice, but Cox went back to it again, this time put it inside the post, into the back. Now it's a big goal for the Devils. Got them right back into this game, and that's where the Devils are a threat. It's just that quick pass up the ice. Their defense won't hang on to it. If they see someone, they move the puck quick, and they get the puck up to their forwards. They have a lot of belief and trust in their forwards. They're going to create chances, so they don't need to hang on to it. A lot of speed up front with that Cardiff Devils team, so the Steelers are going to have to be careful. The Steelers do have one weapon that I think is good against the speed of the Devils, is their speed on defense. They have quick defensemen, the Steelers, so they can counteract that with the speed, especially when you put Mosey back there. That even more speed to your defense core.
Second period action on the docket. You can reach out at Viaplay Sports UK. Let us know what you're watching from, who you're cheering for. We know the Giants are through. They await the winner of this second semi-final. Brody Dupont guided the Devils to the playoff championship last year. Looking for an equalizer here in the second, but it is the Steelers. Ciampini starting off quick with the puck. Newman sends it across the goal mouth. Allen will take it on the backhand, chips it between the legs of Ciampini. Nice little pass from Allen. Ciampini, again, they're just happy to just throw that through the crease, hoping for redirects. Pucks off the skates. Here's Newman. Newman on the backhand. Dumps it in for Allen. Allen backhands it into the corner. Here's Ciampini. Newman being watched by Cox. Cox wins the board battle and flips it up and down past Mosey. Here comes Joey Martin. Martin, look at the speed of Petgrave. I mean, Martin had a jump on him, and Petgrave glides back. Here's Newman. Newman on the backhand. Chips it past Cox, who lets it drift back to Jardine. Here's Richardson. Richardson rims it around, looking for Reed. Reed on the backhand, keeps the puck in deep for Cardiff. Petgrave lets it go for Ciampini. Ciampini skies it up and down. Jardine will get back there. It's an icing call against Sheffield.
Well, sometimes we talk about matchups, but let's not forget you match your defense sometimes up to the forwards of the opposition. So Petgrave and Mosey matches up against the Martin line. It makes sense because you have two fast defensemen matched up against three quick forwards of the Devils. So it's smart coaching to make those matchups with the defensemen, not just the forwards with the forwards, but the defensemen with the forwards.
Kugler will dig in against Allen. Allen's power play goal, the difference in this one thus far. Here's Ciampini. Slides it along for Petgrave, who's jumped into the rush against Jardine. Jardine got beat on that one-handed pass from Petgrave, but it doesn't harm the Devils on this occasion as it's sent up and down. Schultz will give chase. Schultz backhands it along for Davy Phillips. And Davy Phillips, long loping strides, gains the blue line, chips it past Richardson. Jardine is there, good layers defensively for Cardiff. Kugler trying to work it on, it's kept in by Connolly. Richardson backhands it to Jardine. Hard off the wall, too much on that for Pietranero. And an icing call against the Devils.
Yeah, good tactically from the Steelers on that one. 1-2-2. They take the middle away. Only option is along the boards. If you're not able to connect up with the pass, it's down the ice. Some teams will try to come back across, but then that's always a risk when you're to do that in your defensive zone. One bad pass and you're in trouble. So tactically, the Steelers are well organized here and doing a good job against the Devils coming out of their end of the ice.
Connolly versus Kugler. Face-off win for Connolly. 62% in the face-off dot in the first period. Where the Steelers, again, they're just happy to throw the puck out front and try and test any sort of deflection or bounce on bounds.
There's nothing wrong with that. You don't have a play, get it to the front of the net. And you never know, we've seen it already, you get a bit of a lucky bounce, puck off a leg into the back of the net, and it's keeping bounds moving, really. It's not letting them settle in his net at all. It really hasn't had much of a chance. He's been pretty busy with a lot of shots from all over the ice.
Britton loses the draw, Christo does, and Pietranero will start it out to Thompson. Thompson rumbles forward, Thompson, long-range shot! Seemed to fool Greenfield, but the puck was wide. And as Thompson tried to shoot through the Steelers' defense core, here's McNally. Off the skate of Nevalainen reaches. No icing, here's Thompson. Waller off the skate of Christo. Crawford works it along to Britton, but Nevalainen stepped up and took his time and space away. Here's McNally. McNally to Christo. Jones golfs it up and over the goal. Deflects around to Nevalainen. Nevalainen to Pachule. Pachule to McNally off the toe of his blade, and he couldn't get the shot away as Josh Britton will vault it out to safety. Waller against Jones, but an icing call against Cardiff.
Yeah, it was actually a nice play from the Sheffield Steelers down the offensive zone. McNally came in late. He was up high in the blue line, drifted into the slot area, and he just didn't get a stick on it. He just had to direct that to the net. Would have been a tough save for bounce. A lot of times you see those redirects, quick redirects go between the goalie's legs, and so it was a well set up play from the Steelers. Just couldn't finish it off.
Face-off will be to the left of Ben Bounds. We look at Crawford, what a season he's had. Marcus Crawford, 9 goals and 48 assists in the league play. Played in the East Coast Hockey League for Kansas last year. Part of a long line of great offensive defensemen for the Devils, the Fourniers and the Hothams.
Well, Crawford is one of these defensemen. He's got that, experience with AHL games, East Coast Hockey League, and he's produced a lot in the minors. And so a player like that, if he's averaging over a half a point a game, let's say in the East Coast Hockey League, he's going to come in here and do quite well offensively. But the good thing about Crawford is he's also solid defensively. He doesn't let his team down.
There's Petgrave, dumps it in. Downs plays it quickly to Batch. Sanford. Stick-on-stick play with Jonathan Phillips. Martin to Cox. Cox gets the puck on. Cox is looking for a rebound for Martin there, so Greenfield had to be aware and hold on.
Well, you can see the movement they have this line. Martin cuts to the middle. Cox goes behind. Martin drives to the net. Cox shoots it, but a good job from Greenfield holding on to that one. But again, we talk about this line. It was a good play from Sanford also, like you made a mention there, was the key play was he leaned on the opposition's stick so the puck's able to come through. They head down the ice and get a good shot on net.
Allen, good face-off win against Martin. Mosey's pass too far for Newman. Sanford cut off by Mosey. Sanford kept on battling, but it's offside for the Devils.
Yeah, good job from Mosey staying up, getting up quickly. Sometimes defensemen come out of their defensive zone. They slowly come out. Mosey came out quick, got to the blue line quick. That made it tougher for the Devils to get in. So sometimes if you see a defenseman, if they get in easy, it's because sometimes the defensemen aren't gapping up quick enough to the blue line. A bit lazy coming out, but that time Mosey was quick to the blue line.
Similar start to the second period as we saw in the first period. Both teams kind of not wanting to make a mistake or open things up, and certainly worked out well for Sheffield in that first period. Icing call Crawford wins the race back against Ciampini.
Yeah, that's the right call. Crawford was closer to the puck. I know the Steelers aren't going to be happy about it, but Ciampini especially, but I think Crawford was a few inches closer on that one, so the right call by the linesman. And the Devils are changing, taking advantage of the icing, getting the matchup they want.
Kugler against Allen. Allen's had a great game. He's got the power play goal, and he's been good in the dot. Wins another one, but the Reed line wins the puck back. Reed's shot just trickles wide. Kugler goes down. Play goes on. Mosey trying to find Newman. Icing call. Kugler went down in the corner. It looked like his stick came up on him, but no call.
Yeah, stick definitely came up. I don't know how much contact there was. The linesmen, the referees were having a discussion now. Neither one of them saw it to start with. So unless the linesman spots something and says, listen, there was some contact there, then there probably won't be a call.
Let's have a look. Here's Kugler. Well, it looked like Crandall lifted Allen's stick up into the face of Kugler, so it looked like Crandall helped that along.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I might have called that one. That looked like it was unintentional, obviously. It was an accident, but the fans are not overly happy about that. Did look like a bit of a high stick to me on that one, Murph.
Mosey to the backhand. Ciampini trying to flip it on. It bounced off a Reed. Here comes Newman against Jardine. Richardson. Jardine for Kugler, who appears to be okay. Crandall, head fake, Crandall shot, blockered away by Greenfield. Reed goes to the top of the circle. Devils can't get the puck to him as it bounced to Petgrave. Here's Ciampini. Ciampini gains the red line, hammers it in on bounds, and Jardine will go blade to blade with Richardson. Richardson with a stretch pass ahead for Brody Reed. He's all alone, waiting for reinforcements. Kugler will join. Kugler, good defensive line from Dowd, and Dowd will work it back into the neutral zone.
Yeah, the Steelers' execution defensively has been very good in this game. Their defense have been, very good staying up on the blue line and not making it easy for the Devils to get in the zone. But also their execution in the neutral zone has been very, very good.
Reed got a piece of it. No icing. Davis against Davy Phillips. Davy Phillips boxes out on Davis. Pass too far for Littall. And an icing call as Lewis just beats it out against the speedy Littall.
Yeah, I don't think the Steelers bench are very happy with that. The coaching staff were up in arms. They thought Littall was going to get that first. I think they have been on that one. But there's a lot of chatter. Connolly and Brandt having a few words there. Interesting matchup, the two of them. They certainly play a fiery game, so.
If you're the Steelers, you're in the lead. The last thing you probably want to be doing is arguing offsides and icings, though. I mean, you want to keep your cool right now.
Yeah, we talked about it before in these games, Murph. It's all about discipline, isn't it? A lot of times the refs catch the second one, not the first one. So in these games, sometimes you just have to take a few shots, even if someone hits you from behind or catches you with a high stick. You just got to play on and not take a bad penalty.
Sheffield 1 for 1 on the power play. Discipline from Sheffield thus far. No power plays for Cardiff. And the Devils fans wanted a high sticking call on the play against Kugler. Here's Crawford. Crawford and Cox. Well, it came off the heel of Cox's stick onto the Devils bench.
Well, you see that pass across, and that's what, if a team takes the middle of the ice away, that's probably, it's either off the boards or back across to that winger on the far side. So that's why you see that pass made a lot. I mean, there's always a bit of a risk with that, but as long as you see that the lane is clear, then you can take a risk and fire it across the ice.
Here's Crawford. Crawford dumps it in. Cox chips into the corner. Jones. Nevalainen up the middle. Danny Cristo cuts back. Cristo looking for the trailer. It's McNally. McNally into the corner. McNally to Nevalainen. Cristo. Long range shot off the skate of Thompson, and Crawford closes out. Sanford now looking for an outlet. Sanford too far for Thompson. Thompson will dump it in. Here's Nevalainen. Reed having a word with Greenfield. Nevalainen takes his time. Jones hammers it up the left wing. Phillips deflects it in. Jardine will get on the other end of that. Jardine fans on the clearing attempt, recovers and gets it up the wing. Whistle will take over for Sheffield though. Here's Graham. Crandall trying to keep him into the corner, but Alex Graham uses his size. Whistle back to the point. Mosey for Whistle. Whistle hard towards the goal. Glove down by Bounds.
Yeah, again, just a shot from a bad angle from Whistle. Whistle's got a good shot, though. I mean, he can score from anywhere. Certainly has been a real positive player for the Sheffield Steelers this year. He's had a great season for them. A young player who's getting better and better every game, and he certainly has got the opportunity from Aaron Fox to play a lot, Murph.
Face off to the left of Bounds' goal. And it will be chipped back by Graham. Crandall flips it forward. And Petgrave will get back. Icing call against the Devils.
Well, you know, sometimes when there's just no options, you want to try to just flip the puck out or loft it into the neutral zone, but unfortunately it goes all the way down the ice and gives the Steelers an opportunity, and they do change. They get the Allen line out there. Newman's going to take the face off. Steelers had a little chat, so they're trying to set something up here.
It's been a bit of a feeling out period, if you will. It hasn't been flashy. Here's Kugler. Kugler to Reed. Reed off the cuff of the glove of Greenfield. Pounces back up into the air. And it will be raced forward now by Allen. Tucks it into the corner. Good shoulder check by Kugler. Thompson waves at it. Newman. Newman for Ciampini. Reed golfs it forward. Kugler sends it on to Crandall. Crandall had some room, but he had to wait to come back and stay onside. Crandall had it poked away by Newman. Good defensive sticks from the Steelers.
Yeah, Petgrave also just stayed on his man, kept his stick down on the ice, and just didn't give an opportunity to get to the net.
Here's Jardine. Jardine to Richardson. Waller redirects it in. Here's Jones. Too far for Connolly, but Dowd was there. Pass was behind the speedy Littall, but now he'll race in on Richardson. Richardson and Littall go down. Waller, a little cutback. 11.5 remaining in the second period. Steelers 2, Devils 1. Bounds has gone to the bench. There's a delayed penalty coming up, and it's touched by Nevalainen, as the Steelers will go to the penalty kill, and we'll step aside for a quick break on Viaplay. Littall to the box. First power play for Cardiff. 17.8% in league play on the power play. That ranks them 8th. Penalty kill for the Steelers. Pretty good in league play at 80.9%.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, tactically, the Steelers are very sound and solid. And the Devils, you know, they have such, skilled players and players who can put the puck in the back net. So they're always going to be dangerous on the power play, Murph.
Crawford. Tripping call on Littall. Crawford weaves his way forward. The drop pass to Sanford, who is getting up ahead of steam, but he gives it away to Ciampini. Ciampini shorthanded. Ciampini will lean into that, and Bounds will hold on. Dangerous moment there for Cardiff.
Yeah, what happens there is on the penalty kill, what the Steelers did well, there's lots of movement from their two forwards. One swings in, one swings out, and eventually, the Cardiff caught the puck up. Ciampini goes the other way. You can see here, good active stick from him, good pursuit from him, goes back the other way, gets a good shot away. A little bit of a bad angle. Bounds does a good job just taking the net away. Not much to shoot at there. Good save from Bounds, but Ciampini, good hustle in the neutral zone, executing well.
Here's Crawford. Sanford. Wheeling away from Jonathan Phillips. Here's Cox, who has the goal on the board for the Devils, the defending champions. Kugler into the corner. The Steelers have won the playoffs 5 times in the Elite League era. The last time they won it, though, was 2017. Here's Kugler. Up the right wing, Kugler dishes out front, too far for Martin. Martin back for Kugler. Power play hasn't gotten set up. It's been a bit of an Achilles heel at times for the Cardiff Devils. Martin for Sanford. Crawford. Back for Crawford. Again, a dangerous pass, nearly picked off by Ciampini, who had that pick a few moments ago. Crawford, under the watchful eye of Ciampini, down to 30 seconds now, and it really hasn't gotten going for Cardiff. Good-looking penalty kill from the Steelers. The speedy Waller. Crandall. Waller. Richardson. Crandall. Back to Richardson. They work it out wide to Reed. Reed with a shot. He looked off like he was going to pass and ripped it on goal, but Greenfield wasn't buying it.
Well, sometimes, you know, Murph, when the power play is not working, you got to do something maybe a bit. Well, a good quick up here from the Devils, Murph.
Crandall will come back to your point as the power play is over, and it didn't look great from Cardiff. Here's Reed jabbing at it. Littall now, fresh after his stint in the box, will get it to Schultz. Schultz with the chance. Glove down by Bounds.
Yeah, good job from Bounds. Comes out, keeps the glove high, makes a nice save. I was saying, sometimes when the power play is not working, you've just got to get men to the front of the net and shoot it. And I would even take Lewis on one of these power plays, stick him right in front of Greenfield and just take the goalie's eyes away, set up for a one-time shot. Sometimes you just have to do something different when you're not able to score on your power play. It's not that the Devils don't have the quality, it's just sometimes confidence. You haven't scored in 4, 5, 6, 7, and you start to lose a bit of confidence on the power play.
Davis versus Connolly. Connolly standing over the puck. Petgrave gets it in. Again, they try and get pucks to the net as they did in the first period. Here's Littall. Back to the point, Mosey. Came off the batch and trickled in on Bounds with Connolly right in the goal mouth, doing what Connolly does best, trying to get under the feathers.
Yeah, Connolly likes to chat a little bit out there when he's on the ice and get in players' faces and make it tough on the goalie, too. He's not afraid to have a few words with the goalie. You see the puck coming in, Batch tries to make the save there, but Bounds jumps on it quickly, doesn't give up an opportunity.
Davis versus Dowd. 8:52 remaining in the period. All 3 goals in this one in the first period. Dowd and Allen for Sheffield. Trevor Cox for the Devils. Face-off win back to Mosey. Mosey off the skate of Lewis. It's a good point by you. You might as well put a Batch or Lewis in front and try and do something a little bit different. Just get pucks towards that goal. Here's Pietranero. Pietranero didn't get a touch. That'll come back with 8:37 remaining in a second period that's been a little bit attritional.
Yeah, I think Pietranero's saying, yeah, well, actually the Steelers did touch that, but the linesmen were right there too, so they're not agreeing with the call. Pietranero's still going on about the puck being touched, but once the linesmen, the referees make a decision, they're not going to change it. Not going to go to video on one of those, so you just got to take it on the chin and line up.
Nevalainen works it down. Christo. Batch got in the way. Christo will have to retreat to his own blue line. Ronnie Christo, former Montreal Canadiens draft pick, plays it forward. Lewis. McNally tried to wave his stick at that, kept it in briefly. Batch will go up the right side, and Brent got tangled up with Nevalainen. Play goes on. Kachule racing back. Nevalainen on the backhand. Off the skate of Jones. Jones dishes it forward. Here comes Christo. Christo, the top of the circle. Christo shot it again. It bobbles through the blue paint off of Thompson, and out the other side, McNally. He can't get his shot through as Crawford fronts him. Here's Christo. Christo puts it in deep. Schultz a long way from his defensive position, jumping into the play. Here's McNally. McNally rolling it towards the goal, and they're all around the goal mouth. Somehow that puck stays out as Bounds was sprawled out. Trying to get that shot through with Schultz. Here's McNally using his size and strength to keep the puck at bay. Pachuli. Excellent shift from the McNally line. Here's Ciampini. Ciampini on the backhand through to the back post and out the other side. Kept in by Allen. Allen steps in. Allen Goes to the forehand. His shot, he's trying to go 5-hole, but it rolls up into the chest of Bounds.
Yeah, a really good shift from the Steelers, and you can see their fans are up on their feet. They're really excited about that. Allen, a good shift again. This drive getting to the net here. He uses his reach to get away from players, and he stretches across. I think he just wanted to come back across. But there was good coverage from the Devils down low. You can see 3 players right down between Bounds and the Steelers players, so they didn't really give up much there. There is these shifts where you have to just keep playing and play hard defensively and not give a good opportunity. That's a good example there from the Devils. Although they were in a bit of trouble, they did what they had to defensively to keep the puck out of the back of the net.
Allen and Kugler. Allen wins the face-off. He's been excellent in the dot. Here's Petgrave to Ciampini. Big save by Bounds off of Ciampini. Nice set play on the face-off by the Steelers. Here's Petgrave. Plays it around to Evan Mosey. Mosey slides it in, too far for Christo. Set play again around to Petgrave, and Bounds will glove it down.
Well, you're absolutely right, Murph. Set play D down the boards. Petgrave comes down. Ciampini jumps into the slot area for a quick pass. And if you're the Devils, you're going to have to talk about it a little bit. You don't want to give up a clear shot from the slot area when you're off a face-off in your defensive zone. And someone lost their coverage there. Ciampini, a smart move from him. Just finding that open space for a quick shot.
Allen against Britton. Britton bridges over the puck, wins the draw, but the Steelers pounce again. Here's Petgrave to Allen. Allen shot off a Waller into the corner. 6:44 remaining in the second period. 2-1 hockey game. Allen, the go-ahead goal on a power play in period 1. Petgrave had a bounce away from him, and now Waller. Waller gets the motor running. Waller with a chance. What a stop by Greenfield. Waller's been robbed a couple of times by Greenfield this evening.
Yeah, what a burst of speed from Waller. I mean, you don't get any faster than that. And made a good move, too. He tried to slip it between the legs of Greenfield as he came across, but really good goaltending from Greenfield making that save.
Just steady between the pipes. Here's Kugler. Petgrave blocks that. Crandall back to Kugler. Kugler with a shot that ramps up and over Greenfield's goal. And the play is all the way back to the Devils' blue line. And Crawford up the left side. Brody Reed holds the line, flips it forward for Crandall. Crandall and Whistle, shoulder to shoulder. And it will be Crandall coming away from that board battle, leaves it for Reed. Brandon Whistle sends it back, but he actually gives it away to Kugler. Kugler with some football skills there, kicking it on to Crandall, who's wrapped up by Mosey. Kugler comes in to help out, and he's hit by Brandon Whistle. They flip it out front. It's going to bounce all the way back to Crawford. He's got no room and no shooting lane. He'll just play it in, but Crandall was already knocked over. Whistle ahead. Here's Alex Graham. Graham with a nice move. Graham sends it on. Cutting back is Whistle. Good stop by Bounds on Brandon Whistle. Excellent rush forward by the Steelers. Here's Cox. Cox through the neutral zone. Nevalainen. Jones swings out wide. Thompson shepherds him into the corner, and we have 5 minutes remaining in the middle frame. Steelers enjoying a 1-goal lead. Crawford trying to get in behind everyone was Cox, but Nevalainen played it perfectly. Nevalainen sifts it into the corner. Crawford backhanded for Thompson. Joey Martin. Sanford had a bobbling puck to contend with. He's hit by Schultz.
Yeah, the Steelers again clogging up the neutral zone, making it tough on the Devils, but they have that speed, as you can see from Sanford busting through the middle, Murph.
Sanford rolls into the corner. Dowd ahead for the speedster Latal. Poke check by Jardine. Martin cuts back into the corner. Jardine looking up the left wing. Instead comes through the middle for Martin. 3-on-3 back the other way. Here's Sanford. Sanford with a shot. Another blocker saved by Greenfield. As Sanford tried to shoot through Petgrave, the right idea, but another big save by Greenfield.
Yeah, Greenfield's been really good here in the second period, and the Devils haven't had a lot of chances, but when they've had good opportunities, Greenfield's come up big for the Steelers.
Duggan takes a shoulder from Petgrave. Mosey moves it up the right side. Sanford. Jardine. Davis rolls it in, and an awkward play there. Maybe the first mistake Greenfield made, but there was no one there in a Devils jersey. Brent keeps it alive for Duggan. Duggan to the backhand. Chops it towards the goal. Davis runs into Dowd. Trying to jam it home was Riley Brent. Another good stop by Greenfield, hugged up against the post. Dowd knocked over by Brandt. Dowd comes right back at Riley Brandt. Good physical battles all over the ice right now. Here's Petgrave. McNally outweights Lewis and sends it up and down.
Well, that Davies, Duggan line and Brandt, I mean, they just play physical. They grind out every shift, and they make it tough on you down low in your defensive zone.
Here's Brandt. Brandt cutting in the goal. It's across the goal now. Britton drove the net. Brandt came into the crease, and it looks like a call on the play.
Yeah, it looks like Brandt is going to go off for making contact with Greenfield in the crease area. Certainly. The Devils aren't complaining too much on the bench, so I think they probably saw Brandt. Will have a look at it here as Britton does a great job, just drives from the goal line across. Wasn't able to get over the pad of Greenfield, but Brandt goes straight in and hits Greenfield. Yeah, I mean, this is a penalty. He doesn't really make, well, he makes a little bit of an effort to get out of the way, but because you're going straight in to the middle of the net, you probably could stop. There was no one pushing him in. Brandt's not going to be happy about it because he feels he didn't really do it intentionally, but yeah, that's a tough one for the referee not to call.
Second power play coming up for Sheffield. They are 1-for-1 on the man advantage.
He needs to slow up, okay?
So Brandt,
not slowed up,
sometimes in those situations where the guy gets pushed into the net, so the referee doesn't call it, but I didn't see a big push on Brandt. I know he's going hard to the net, but I think it's a call that we'll look at it again here. I like what Britton does here, though. Takes it to the net. Good save from Greenfield, and right there, I mean, do you see much of a push on that one?
I think, well, Brandt plays like a freight train, doesn't he? I mean, Britton's taking the puck to the net. I think Brandt is looking for the puck. Well, he's helped a little bit by Patchouli there.
Yeah, he is. A little bit in the left hand on the shoulder, so maybe Brandt can't move away from the net. So, yeah, I mean, both teams have a good argument, I guess, on this one. It's one of these, whoa, boy, well, they're really not very happy. The Devils bench, they don't like that call. So, yeah, here we go again.
3 minutes to go in the second period. Critical juncture. No goals in this period as of yet. Second power play for Sheffield. Allen had a power play goal in the first. Here's Petgrave. Christo. 4 forwards on the power play. Allen to Christo. Ciampini is on the far left side looking for a one-timer. Christo draws coverage, throws it in front, and Ciampini had the rebound and it bounced on him at the last second. Ciampini to Petgrave. Long-range shot redirected by Newman wide. Great hand-eye coordination on the redirect by Newman. Petgrave throws it in front. Allen to Christo. Ciampini now. Ciampini, it opens up for him and bounds. Stares down Ciampini and makes the save. Newman collects the rebound. Back to Christo. Christo with a shot. Richardson with the block. And Richardson, a safe pair of hands, will dump it up and down with a minute remaining in the power play.
Well, good puck movement from the Steelers. And, you know, obviously trying to get the puck to Christo for some of those opportunities. He's got a great wrist shot. They did move it around well. Got some good shots in there. Devils just basically took the middle of the ice away. Kept it as tight as they could.
Littall takes a bump from Crawford. 1:40 remaining in the second. 40 seconds remaining on this Steelers 5-on-4. Littall wrapped up by Thompson. Here's McNally. Had his stick lifted at the last second by Crawford, and it will be sent up and down by Davis. Davis chasing it now, short-handed. Davis in behind Schultz. Schultz with good back pressure on Ben Davis. 15 seconds remaining in the man advantage. There's Connolly. Leaves it. Brent is standing in the box. He wants to get back out on the ice. A minute remaining in the second. And a good job on the penalty kill by Cardiff.
Yeah, again, I mean, absolutely. I mean, the Devils did a good job not giving up those clear scoring opportunities, and they collapsed the forward on the opposite side down to take those middle passes away, Murph.
Jardine's shot didn't get a touch from Martin. The pressure remains, though. 40 seconds to go in the period. Martin, he's out front. Got to get the puck in close. Bounces away from Sanford. Here's Jardine. A little slap pass into the corner for Sanford. Cox to Richardson. Richardson's shot. Looked like he had to go down on his knee to get underneath that. Sanford had his stick lifted by Neville Lydon. Bad pass up the middle. Cox kept it in momentarily, but Schultz racing forward to save the day for Sheffield. 10 seconds remaining in the second period. 2-1 hockey game a spot in the playoff final, grand final up for grabs. And with 3 seconds remaining, it looks like we'll get into that second intermission with the same scoreline we did after 20. Dowd and Allen in the first period for Sheffield. Trevor Cox also in the first period for Cardiff. No goals in the second.
Yeah, good period of hockey, although there was no goals. I mean, both teams played well and had some good opportunities. Goaltending was really, really good. Brody Dupont is still not happy about that call. Obviously, they're trying to get between the referee's ears there, just letting them know how upset they are. I mean, you got to be careful not to go too far with it. You don't want to take a bench minor. They made their point, and obviously not happy about the call. But you really don't want to get in the referee's bad books either. You can see a bit of a frustration there. We did see, after a couple of replays, we did see the push a little bit on Brent as he went to the net. Was there enough for him to hit the goalie? Or, I mean, it's some of those 50-50 calls, right, Murph? The referee has a split second to make that call, and then they talk about it and make the call. Yeah, I can see, in the big games, you get frustrated when the calls don't go your way.
25-21, the shots on goal in favor of the Steelers. And the Steelers on a power play goal from Scott Allen, 12-16 into the first period, holding on to that 2-1 lead at Motor Point Arena. We know that the Belfast Giants are through. They won 6-3 earlier on. Sean Norris was the player of the match in that game, the young Brit with a pair of goals. And when you look at it, I mean, a spot in that final is so heavily coveted because no one wants to play in that third, fourth place game, and you get a real sense around the Sheffield Steelers that the rallying cry is, let's make sure that Jonathan Phillips, our legendary captain, is playing for a trophy in his final pro game.
Yeah, I'm sure they'd love to do that for him and get him to lift be the first one to lift the silverware. But there's a lot of hard work to be done, and the Devils, they've hung into this game. I mean, they've played well, and they're still in. It's only 1 goal difference here, and anything can happen in the third period, Murph.
Don't go anywhere. Second period highlights and analysis after this quick break on Viaplay. Welcome back to Motor Point Arena. 40 minutes in the books in semifinal number 2, and a 2-1 scoreline in favor of the Sheffield Steelers. It's the same scoreline we had after 20. No goals in that second period, but some chances.
Yeah, there was some chances, but I mean, that's playoff hockey, isn't it? A good, tight second period. Both teams with the long change being careful not to give up the odd man rushes. Both teams executed very well, I thought, defensively overall, especially in their defensive zones. They really didn't give up too many scoring chances, as you just said. So tactically, both teams played well. I mean, and that's what the playoffs is about, is playing well as a unit on the ice and not giving up too many scoring chances. So I enjoyed that period. Even though there was no goals, I thought it was a real good hockey period.
Bounds knew he had to be good in that period, down by a goal. Let's have a look at some Sheffield Steelers chances on the Cardiff net.
Yeah, I mean, obviously the Steelers are strong in and around the net. They like to get pucks behind and then throw pucks out like that for those quick little scoring opportunities. And lots of pressure there. You can see everybody. But the Devils collapse everybody down. Good defensive side positioning from the Devils. Thompson's inside. I think he might get his stick down and make a save there to help Bounds out. But again, the Steelers, when they're in close, they're tough to deal with because they have some good size also in their forwards. And Allen here's got that long reach, gets the shot to net. Bounds hangs on to it. Defenseman keeping pucks in. Again, just Allen comes across here, swings around. He's been getting a lot of pucks to the net, Allen. He's not always looking to pass. He's just trying to get pucks to the net.
We saw that in the first period. They were happy to put pucks in on Bounds from anywhere. I think the Devils cleaned that up a little bit. They boxed out and made sure there wasn't a lot of bobbling pucks, but you're right, Allen and company happy to shoot from anywhere.
Yeah, they certainly were. And right here's a nice move here from Whistle, and takes it to the outside, back to the inside. Nice pass across from Graham. Nice little move here from Whistle. Goes back to the forehand. Bounds does a good job. Not a lot to shoot at there, but good idea just to get it to the net. And again, Bounds made some good saves in the second period when the Steelers did get some chances.
Nice redirect there on the power play by Newman. I mean, Petgrave, again, that's a set play. They've got Allen and Newman there, the double stack looking for a redirect. Bounds had to be good in that period. Both Greenfield and Bounds, they've certainly had a good game.
Yeah, they have, and they were solid in the second period. If there was any nerves in the first period, we didn't see anything in the second period. And it's kind of what we expected this game. 1 goal game, maybe even going into the third. These two teams are pretty evenly matched, and anything that happened in this third period, it's going to be one of these edge of your seat type third periods, Murph.
Well, let's have a look at some Cardiff chances, because I mentioned how good Greenfield was. And right here, you know, the speed of the Devils, the speed of the Steelers has generated some offense, but Waller's been robbed a couple of times by Greenfield.
Yeah, I mean, Waller is just so fast, and right there, Petgrave just can't get a stick on it, and Waller takes off. Richardson is smart, though. He doesn't take a penalty on that. He just does a little bit to try to disrupt Waller as he's taking the backhand.
And back again. Well, Joey Martin, he knows how to win at this level. There's a block by Petgrave on Sanford, so everyone pulling on the same rope here, trying to be defensively sound as Martin tries to generate some offense here. Watch Petgrave go down.
Yeah, I mean, Petgrave goes to block the shot, but what Martin does is he comes across and he screens kind of both defensemen, so that allows the shot to be made, and it's a good play. 2-on-2, if you can take out the two defensemen, guy behind gets the shot, but that's just Martin positionally just doing the right things out there on the ice in that situation.
It wasn't without controversy because Riley Brandt got a goalie interference call. I'm not sure, because if you watch, Patchouli does have to help him, but you're absolutely right. The referees have a split second to make that decision, and Brandt is rumbling forward and runs through the goal.
Yeah, I mean, the referees are, they're saying that Brandt could have got out of the way. It's tough to make this call. Like you said, it's a split second. And just watch her. There is a bit of a push. Can Brandt avoid that contact? He does move slightly to the left, I find, Brandt. So, yeah, I guess both teams would have a good argument either. It's a tough call. It's one of these really 50-50 calls. I mean, we know Brandt plays with an edge. He does seem to try to get out of the way, and you can see maybe why Brody Dupont was really not very happy about it. The assistant coaches weren't happy either. So, but again, the referee has a split second to make that call. It's so close, really.
Luckily for Devils and Devils fans, they kill off that power play again. So 1 for 2 on the man advantage for the Sheffield Steelers. But it's that power play goal from Scott Allen that stands as the only goal separating the two teams from a spot in the final. 2-1 after 40 minutes in favor of Sheffield. We'll be back. Third period action ahead at Motor Point Arena. Third period action ahead at Motor Point Arena. 25-21 the shots on goal after 40 in favor of the Sheffield Steelers with a 2-1 lead. Power plays 1 for 2 for the Steelers, 0 for 1 for the Cardiff Devils. Face-offs 25-21 in favor of the Sheffield Steelers. So doing a lot of little things to win a hockey game here, and the Steelers full value for the 2-1 lead.
Yeah, I mean, there's not a big difference there, but you're right. Enough to grant that 2-1 lead for the Steelers, but obviously, this is a big 20 minutes coming up. Everything's up in the air here. Both these two teams are 20 minutes possibly away from the final. It's going to be an exciting third period. I don't think it gets any better than this, Murph. Nice, tight semifinal.
Well, the goals for the Steelers right in tight to the right of the net there in Cardiff's zone, and a lovely shot from Trevor Cox, the lone goal to beat Greenfield as you look at the shot map.
Yeah, I mean, again, we talk about, where you're going to score from, and it's usually down low and in and around the net, and see a lot of shots coming in from the right side there, but yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, you got to put them in the back net. That's what counts.
And if you look at it, we see some of the highlights in that intermission. Greenfield, when called upon, has been excellent, especially against Josh Waller. A couple of real good plays from Waller. And certainly Ben Bounds, knowing that he has to make that next save down by a goal, was excellent in that second period as well.
Yeah, I mean, both goalies, came up big in the second period, shut the door. That's what their teams are going to want from them again here in the third. I mean, it's not going to be easy to beat, I should say, either Bounds or Greenfield in this third period. Looking at the face-offs here, both teams really good in their defensive zone, which is important, Murph. Sheffield with the slight, double the advantage in the neutral zone, but really haven't taken advantage of that with any set plays off those face-offs.
Third period action beckons now at Motor Point Arena. It's been a great day. It's been an honor to be in your living rooms for almost 6 hours of hockey. Paul and I will need a little bit of a nap after this. And certainly, I'm sure the Belfast Giants are back at the hotel getting prepared for tomorrow's grand final after their 6-3 win over the Nottingham Panthers. The treble is still alive for the Giants, the league and cup champions.
Well, yeah, big opportunity for them. And, I mean, if you're the Giants, I wonder who you'd want to play in the final. Maybe not the Devils, because the Devils have had their number a little bit in playoff finals. They might prefer to play the Steelers, but the Steelers have a very strong lineup also, and whoever the Belfast Giants get in the final is going to be a tough matchup.
Third period action is ready to roll. Semifinal number 2, the Viaplay playoff final weekend. If you're just tuning in, Scott Allen and Robert Dowd for Sheffield. Trevor Cox on the board for the Cardiff Devils. We're on air tomorrow from 4:30, 5 p.m. face-off in the grand final Sunday. Allen will dig in against Martin. Puck is down. Third period action. Crawford will race back. Bounds barking orders at him. Cox chips it off the wall. Lovely play by Cox to Martin, trying to work it on to Sanford. Sanford in all alone. Sanford with a chance. Martin on the rebound. It's somehow Greenfield makes the save.
Yeah, Petgrave just lost the puck. It got into his body. He was looking for it and just kind of shrugged his shoulders there. He was kind of like saying to his teammates, I just didn't know where it was. And credit here, just stayed with it. Sanford gets a good shot, but Greenfield, very strong, was able to hang on to that puck. That's a really big save early in the period.
Well, that's the start you'd want if you Devils. You want a grade A chance, but Greenfield, I mean, we know how good he's been all season long. An astounding 36 wins in league action for Greenfield. Martin. Allen wins the puck back. Martin comes right back at him. Sanford took that off his right skate. Davy Phillips intercepted by Cox, and here's Sanford again. Sanford with a shout. Blocker it away, rather. As Greenfield seeing the puck oh so well. Thompson. Back, it's an icing call against Sheffield. Good start to the period from Cardiff.
Yeah, really good start. Couple of good chances, but Greenfield looks really zoned in right now. He looks very comfortable in his net. Even though the Devils are getting some good chances early in the third period. Doesn't seem too rattled to me. It's going to take a really nice play for the Devils to beat them.
Face-off to the left of the Steelers' goal. Sheffield have been excellent in the face-offs, but they lose that one. Richardson, long-range shot. Sails up and over the goal. Jardine looking in front for Crandall, and now maybe it's the Devils' turn to shoot from anywhere.
Yeah, not a bad idea. Jardine comes down the boards. You see that a lot now. Defensemen just de-cycle down the boards off the face-offs and just let some shots go. Sometimes you get that rebound goal, but Greenfield's hanging on to everything he can at the moment, Murph.
Kugler will dig into the dot against Dowd. Kugler wins it. Jardine can't get the puck away from Jones. Jones trying to freeze it along the wall. Crandall jabbing at it, gets it to Kugler. Kugler with a nice move. Nevalainen, though, never panics, stays with him. Crandall to Reed, just poked away at the last second by Jones. Jardine with the shot. Crandall got a piece in front, or Kugler rather, and it just trickled through the paint. Here's Jardine for Richardson. Richardson for Reed. Reed trying to golf that forward for Crandall. Crandall had the puck bounce on him, and now here comes Brendan Connolly for Dowd. Dowd throws on the brakes. Flips it forward for Connolly. Richardson takes a good defensive line there. Connolly wins it back to Dowd. Dowd's shot is blocked by Kugler. Richardson up the left wing. Kugler. Jardine is double teamed. Nevalainen gets in his way. Here's Pachule. Hard up the left wing, no icing on the play. Thompson will backtrack for the Cardiff Devils.
Well, you get these moments in a game where, you know, there's pressure points, and right now the Cardiff Devils are coming hard at the Steelers and putting them under pressure, so we'll see what kind of reaction we get from the Steelers.
Here comes McNally. Thompson put a shoulder into his former teammate. In front, Thompson, stick-on-stick play against McNally. Brandon McNally played for Italy at the World Championships last year. He also had 12 goals for Cardiff. Now, the Sheffield Steeler. Petgrave. Thompson. Good stretch pass for Cox. Cox has Sanford racing into the goal mouth. What a stop by Greenfield.
Well, what happened there is the Steelers made a mistake. Both their defensemen, Mosey and Petgrave, went off at the same time. Davy Phillips had to go all the way across the ice to make that play and put the Devils under pressure, and Sanford just flies through there, gets another good score. This is another big save from Greenfield. I mean, look at him, he's right square to the shooter. That's why he ends up stopping that. There was a bit of space there, but Good goaltending again from Greenfield, but a poor change from the Sheffield Steelers.
Batch, one hand on the stick, flipped it into the corner, but the Steelers will intercept. Lewis, and the second time of asking, can't get the puck out either. There's Ciampini. Ciampini trying to throw it out front. Batch with the long reach, deflects into the corner. Batch up the middle, off the skate of Pietranero. Icing call, Cardiff. And much like we saw in the first and second period, a little bit of that scrambly play in the first few shifts. Sanford with a real good opportunity, though.
Yeah, I mean, if you're Sheffield, you need a bit of a reaction because the momentum is with Cardiff right now. They're creating the scoring opportunities. They're moving a little bit quicker out there in the ice. They're down a goal, maybe that's why, but the Steelers need a bit of a reaction.
Lewis to Batch, poked away by Allen. Allen was down on his knee, though. There's Waller. Jones to Nevalainen. Redirected by Newman. Jardine.
Well, the whistle is gone by the looks of it, and
was there too many men on the ice, or what's the call on the play?
I'm not sure. There was a lot of bodies on the ice along the boards. I thought I heard a whistle. Everybody stopped. There's a discussion right now. They're going to talk about it. Was there too many guys on the ice? Or you're right, I think that's what the discussion is about. So we'll see if there's a call made here, or if the linesman have said, listen, just don't call that. Everything was good.
Accidentally. Goal trigger happy. Yeah.
Bit of confusion, but looks like they've sorted it out.
Face off, looks like it's going to be right outside the Cardiff zone. Kugler against Brendan Connolly. We talked about Jonathan Phillips hanging him up. I believe Brendan Connolly will also retire at the end of the season. Tenacious guy who you love on your team but hate to play against, Brendan Connolly.
Yeah, he's always had a bit of an abrasive edge to his game. Plays hard.
Kugler and Connolly. Connolly wins the face-off. Here's Jones. Bounce. Big rebound to Connolly. Connolly throws it up front. Skipped away from Lital. Crandall off the half wall. Flips it on for Kugler. Now Reed. Pass between his legs all the way down on Greenfield. Nevalainen. Dowd. Nice pass by Dowd. And then Connolly. Nevalainen to Lital, bobbling puck. Connolly got a piece of it, but Bound's pad was right there. Reed, as we hit the 4-minute mark of the third period. Scary moment there for Bounds, but he got the pad down on Connolly. Here comes Jardine. Jardine sticks out the left arm, protects the puck, but he's offside with that little move at the line.
Yeah, Kugler just couldn't get back onside there. But you're right there, good save from Bounds. Connolly going to the net. What happened was Nevalainen activated up the left side. Faked that he was going to take a shot, came back to the middle with it, surprised everybody, and that's where the scoring opportunity came from, Murph.
Christo. Thompson will back up. All 3 goals in this one in the first period. Some good goaltending since then. There's Martin. Martin against Petgrave. To the point, Crawford. Crawford gets that shot away quickly. Pachule. Looked like he took that off the glove. Here's Sanford in front trying to push it along to Cox. Sanford has certainly been engaged here in period number 3. The clearing attempt comes off of Thompson, and Crawford will backtrack.
Yeah, good job from Mosey. He read that pass across, stepped up and got in the shooting lane, so good play defensively from him on that one.
Mosey gave it away. Bounces out to Crawford. Crawford with a chance, and again the puck stays out. The Devils putting everything towards Greenfield now. Crawford's shot redirected by Martin, but Mosey collects it and scampers forward, throws it out wide to Graham. Alex Graham tips it back. Brandon Whistle. Whistle pushes it along for Jonathan Phillips. He's held up by Thompson. Sanford for Cox, who has the goal for Cardiff. Cox, nice little play on Phillips. And Davy Phillips is going to go to the box. It's a power play coming up for Cardiff.
Yeah, Davy Phillips tried to get his stick out of the way, but I think it was enough to take the man down. He's not happy about the call. Gone straight to the penalty box. This is going to have to be a big kill for the Steelers, but a big power play. Let's have a look at it here. Phillips, he does get his stick in there a little bit. Yeah, between the feet. Player's always going to go down in those situations. Cox goes down. Davy Phillips has a little word with the referee as he's passing by to the penalty box. Well, we know Davy Phillips likes to chat a little bit, but In that situation, obviously not too happy.
Power play number 2 for Cardiff. And if ever they were going to get it going, this is the time. Here's Richardson. Reed. Down low, Britton. 2-minute tripping call on Davy Phillips. Waller to Crandall. Crandall, that's a low percentage play. He's trying to put that through 2 Sheffield Steelers. And Reed can't keep the puck in.
Well, you can see Britton going right to the front of the net. Obviously, they're just trying to get someone in front of Greenfield. He's really playing well here, and they're going to have to get some traffic in front. You're not going to hit him, beat him with a clean shot.
Pass too far for Reed. Nevalainen finds the seam. Good work by Nicholas Nevalainen. Miscommunication there between Bounds and Crawford, and all alone in front of Ciampini. Hits the post. Ciampini off the post, short-handed. Nearly catastrophic as Bounds and Crawford didn't really communicate there. And Ciampini off the iron. Here's Allen. Allen finds an opening, dumps it down. Crawford makes no mistake on this occasion. Ciampini, really aggressive penalty killer.
Yeah, I mean, he was up the ice there quickly, and just a good job getting to the pucks first and creating a scoring opportunity. Devils were sleeping a little bit on that one, Murph.
Crawford to Cox. Crawford, 40 seconds remaining in the power play. Brandon Whistle gets it to the line, no further. Cox to Martin. It's in Martin's feet, but he recovers. Martin to Kugler. Crawford snapping it around here, but it's all to the outside. Crawford. Kugler with a chance, rips it high and wide on that left side, on the glove side of Greenfield.
Now, not a bad idea from Kugler, trying to come back across. The problem is he misses the net, and the puck comes out of the zone. Well set up from the Devils, just didn't get the shot on target.
Crawford to Kugler, and Nevalainen closes him out and dumps it up and down. Sanford will give chase. 3 seconds remaining in the penalty. Davy Phillips out of the box, 0 for 2 on the power play for Cardiff. So the power play woes continue. Chipped out front, and Jones makes sure Davis can't get to the goal mouth as Greenfield will cover up.
Well, what the Steelers did well on the penalty kill is they were pretty aggressive off their blue line. So rather than give Cardiff the easy access into the zone, once Cardiff came across the blue line, you can see the Steelers pressuring quickly, making it tough on the Devils to set up. And sometimes if you break up a few of those plays, as you know, Murph, you take time off the clock, off the power play, makes it tougher to get reorganized. Again, good job from the Steelers overall on their penalty kill.
Face-off win by Pachule. McNally backhands it through the zone. No icing on the plate. Jardine gets the motor going. Over the red line. And the dump and chase. Jardine kicking at it. It comes for Duggan. Duggan rolls it in, and Greenfield will cover up.
Well, there's still not a lot of shot when Cardiff move up the ice. I mean, the Steelers are executing well still, not giving Cardiff any easy chances off their breakouts or their transition. And so their execution has been there all night, the Steelers. They haven't let themselves down on that side of the game. The Devils keep coming with speed, and if you're the Steelers, you don't want to sit back too much against the Cardiff Devils.
12:07 remaining in the third period. Face off to the left of Greenfield's goal. Petgrave strong on his stick, but Reed came right back at him. Brody Reed trying to kick it along. Back for Crandall. Crandall knocks Connolly over. Connolly didn't like that. Here's Dowd. Littall swoops past Crawford. Littall with a little cutback. Crawford stays with him and just shimmies it forward for Thompson. Thompson on the backhand into the feet of Connolly. Now Thompson wasn't sure where the puck was, and Dowd will pounce. Dowd to Littall. Dowd, Connolly. We'll work it around here now. Reed will settle things down for the Cardiff Devils. Brody Reed, 18 goals in league play. He had 31 in the league last season. They could use something from that line. Here's Crawford. Crawford, long-range shot, trying to get a stick on that was Joey Martin. Golfed into the corner by Jardine. Cox out front from Martin. Good stick by Connolly. Jardine pinches in from the point. Brendan Connolly was waiting for him. Jardine to Sanford. Sanford for Cox. Cox back out. Martin with a chance and another point-blank save by Greenfield.
Yeah, Martin gets a good scoring opportunity there. What happened was Petgrave lost his stick, so one of his teammates handed his stick to Petgrave to help him out.
10:48 remaining in the third period. We'll be back after this quick break on Viaplay.
Tonight's 50-50 has won 3,600.
The mascot dance-off in behind the goal, tended by Greenfield. And what a save he made against Joey Martin a moment ago. Davy Phillips to Schultz. Crawford keeps it in. He was trying to get that in front for Cox. Good sticks in the lanes from the Steelers, and it's skied up and over the head of Newman. Thompson. Joey Martin. In the neutral zone, long-range shot came off of Davy Phillips up into the mesh.
Yeah, good job with Phillips, stick on stick, not giving an easy shot there. When a defenseman does that, he plays his blade on your blade when you're coming on a one-on-one. It's tough to get a shot, it's tough to beat him one-on-one, but it's even tougher to get a shot away. That's just good defense from Davy Phillips. And also Schultz came across and also they squeezed together in the middle of the ice, so you take the middle away. It's good play from the pair.
Cox lost it for a moment. Sanford recovers. Schultz intercepts, but Cox would compete level from this Cox line. And it will be settled down and sent down by Ciampini. Crawford, D to Thompson. Thompson up the middle for Joey Martin. Cox for Thompson. We hit the halfway mark of the third period. 2-1 Sheffield. Cox takes it around the goal. Gets it back, glove down by Crawford. Crawford for Sanford. Crawford to Thompson. Thompson with a shot ramped up and away by Greenfield. Sanford on the backhand. Trevor Cox. And Thompson. Thompson throws in front. Sanford. Sanford was busy coming together with Schultz. Didn't see the puck. Here's Thompson. Stretch pass from Martin. Martin calls switch with Cox, but Cox got tangled up with Ciampini. Sanford finishes his hit on Nevalainen, but it's the Steelers racing forward. Dumping and chasing is Big Pachule. Cristo now. Cristo cuts back, goes D to D or tape to tape. But Jones in front. Pachule got a piece of that. And it looked like Bounds got a pad across. Josh Britton in the middle of the ice. Nobody home. Cristo. Long range shot from Cristo. The rebound for Whistle. Didn't get good wood on that. A nice little snapshot from Cristo, but it was wide.
Yeah, you don't want to back in on your goalie when Cristo has the puck, as he has a really good snapshot, wrist shot, whatever you want to call it, Murph. And he can score goals, and he's got a bit of confidence right now. He's had a couple of goals in the quarterfinals, so you don't want to give him too many opportunities.
Redirected on by Jonathan Phillips. McNally chasing. That's dumped up and down by Jardine. Too far for Kugler. Mosey to Petgrave. Petgrave for Jonathan Phillips. Richardson wrapped up by Brendan Connolly. 8:20 remaining in the third period. Crandall jumping and chasing Mosey. Put a shoulder into him. Good defensive line by Evan Mosey. Connolly for Dowd. Dowd gets it ahead, in behind and all alone. What a chance for Latal. It bounds. Robs Latal. The speed again of Latal in behind everyone in the Devils jersey. And Bounds, much like Greenfield, stood on his head. Both Bounds and Greenfield have made grade A saves here in the third period. And it looks like a glove pass.
Yeah, that's a big save from Bounds, because at 2-1, under 8 minutes left in this third period, he stops a breakaway. But don't forget the pass that Dowd made, the one-touch pass back across the ice to Latal, right here. That's the key. Moves it quickly. Latal gets behind the Cardiff Devils. Big save from Bounds to keep this at a one-goal differential, Murph.
With 7:45 to go, you get the sense that another goal might do it for the Sheffield Steelers, the way Greenfield is tending goal right now.
Well, they've been absorbing a lot of pressure from the Devils, and sometimes what happens is you do get that opportunity, that quick-up situation where you create a breakaway. Latal had that opportunity possibly to finish the game off, so this is going to be possibly offside here, but the linesman warns the players.
Here's Allen. Martin had to come back and get onside. Ciampini hit the post a few shifts ago. Thompson, we saw Cox hit the post in the first period. Cox chasing it down. Jones gets there first. Jones for Newman. He was boxed out by Thompson. Cox sidesteps a hit from Nevalainen. Give away to Sanford. Sanford throws it out front. Nobody home. Cox waving at that, but a stick-on-stick play by Nevalainen. As we're down to about 6:50 remaining in this third period in semifinal number 2. Allen dumps it in. Thompson beats him to that puck. Britton had it in his feet. Worked it on for Waller. Waller with a chance. Big rebound and score! Ben Davis! Ben Davis makes it a 2-2 hockey game.
Well, this line has played very well for the Devils all season and in the playoffs. Here the shot comes from the side from Waller, who uses his speed wide, gets the shot to net, low on the pads, so Greenfield can't control it. Davies comes in and buries the rebound. You know, we were wondering how long could Greenfield keep the puck out of the net here in the third period. Finally, the Devils find a way to beat him. That's a big, big goal from their fourth line for the Cardiff Devils. So it's a big pressure point here now for the Sheffield Steelers. They got to pick their game up another gear. 2-2 here, Murph.
Ben Davis with his first of the playoffs. Waller with the assist. 6:37 left on the clock when that puck got in behind Greenfield. Richardson. Cardiff, they've won 3 in a row, 2 back-to-back, and then of course it was a COVID year and they beat Belfast last year. Never bet against the defending champions. Christo. Going to work it forward. Christo in the second time of asking gets it out, but Reed will take over. Jardine to Richardson. Richardson lofts it in. Crandall jabbing at it. Reed and Pachule in the corner. Devils have the momentum now. Thompson to Crawford. Crawford, long-range shot off the glove of Greenfield as Reed tried to tip that. Christo will race it forward, though, for the Steelers. Gains the red line and tucks into the corner.
Yeah, smart play from Christo. Gets it deep and goes for the change. But right now, the momentum is with the Cardiff Devils. They seem to just have the lighter legs a little bit. They do have a lot of speed in that lineup. Smart play from Greenfield, just hanging on to that one. Get a face-off. Regroup a little bit as the Devils were coming with speed again, Murph.
So Cox and Davis for Cardiff, Dowd and Allen for the Sheffield Steelers. Nail-biting time with 5:30 on the clock. Listen to the crowd at Motorpoint. Crawford to Thompson. Dowd with a stick-on-stick play. Thompson comes right back at him, though, and that's going to get up into the mesh.
Well, what the Devils have done well in the offensive zone is they kept that third forward really high, and he's created some good passing lanes and creating some opportunities. And when the first pass is there, move down into the high slot area for a possible scoring chance. So been some good movement from the Devils here in the third period in the offensive zone. Crawford and Thompson are always hard to deal with also because they're both pretty active off the blue line. They move the puck around well, they'll play wide to try to create some better, scoring opportunities and some better shooting angles to the net, especially when the player's coming out to try to block those shots.
Sanford and Connolly having words. False start on the faceoff. They'll do it all again. To the right of Greenfield's goal, Martin and Dowd. Martin boxed out, but Dowd stayed right with it. Mosey up the left wing. Latal chops at it. Thompson being watched by Connolly. Joey Martin to the speedster Sanford. Sanford with a drag, couldn't get the shot away, and Mosey flips it into the corner. Crawford activates from the point, throws it out front, looking for a redirect from Sanford, but it'll drift all the way back to Thompson. Thompson with a shot. Sanford got a piece of that on the way through, but it's wide. Crawford had his stick lifted by Petgrave. Crawford stays right with it. Crawford sends it in deep. Sanford, good positioning from Cole Sanford, and it will be skated forward by Dowd, who has a goal on the board. Flips it forward to Latal. Latal off the glove of Bounds as he shot that glove out on the left hand. Here comes Ben Davis. Ben Davis with a screamer underneath the blocker of Greenfield and out the other side. And you just feel after that goal, the game has found another gear on both sides of the puck. 4:15 remaining in the third period. Jardine, high off the glass. Waller, Josh Britton. Josh Britton left the puck behind. Sam Jones will find it. Newman with a chance to clear, gave it right back to Waller. Waller flips it in, and Jones says thank you very much. Inside 4 minutes remaining, 2-2 hockey game, semifinal number 2 on Viaplay. Here comes Waller, lifted the stick of Ciampini. That's going to roll all the way down to Davy Phillips. Schultz. Schultz too far for Allen. Thompson to Crandall. Crandall with a terrible pass, gives it away to Ciampini. Here's Whistle. Brandon Whistle. Curls back to the hash mark, throws it in front. Bounced around in the blue paint again, but Kugler skates it to safety. Now Reed. Newman intercepts. Ciampini and company want to make a line change and do so. Here's Crandall. Mosey for McNally. A giveaway. Sanford to the backhand. Going down to block that bravely was Davy Phillips. So it's sacrificed the body time on both sides of the puck, and we saw Davy Phillips go down in front of Sanford. Phillips throws it up the middle. Bounced away from Joey Martin. Here's Brandon Whistle. Whistle with the cutback shot right on the button, turned aside by Bounds. Inside 3 minutes remaining. Here's Cox. Cox gains the zone, throws it up front looking for Martin, but his stick was checked by Petgrave. Here's McNally. Richardson back for Sanford. Dumps it in. Greenfield comes out. He'll leave it for Mosey. No, he'll play it on to Petgrave. Petgrave. A giveaway to Jardine off the stick of Latal. Jardine will just dump it in. Here's Ben Davis, who's the hero of the moment right now for the Cardiff Devils. Connolly for Dowd. Dowd, nice cutback, but he runs into Waller. Waller had the puck in his feet. It's left there for Britton. Josh Britton was a backhand, tried to flip it on goal, but it doesn't get to the target. Britton to Jardine. Ben Davis, A-frames over the puck. 2 minutes to go in the third period. Here's Waller. Waller with a shot right on the button, and Greenfield will hold on.
Yeah, another good save from Greenfield with some traffic in front of the net. The Devils are really carrying the momentum, I feel, here in this third period, where if they have been the better team in the third period, the Steelers are hanging on a little bit. They have had some chances. Good job from Davies just getting to the front of the net, and he's been flying out there. But, you know, you talk about Davies. We've seen him get big goals before, Murph. It's not like, you know, he doesn't get the big goals that you've seen with GB, some of the big goals he's scored, some of the big plays he's made. He's a big game player. Sometimes doesn't get credit for that.
Maybe the most famous goal in GB hockey history, the overtime winner against France. Face-off win to Crawford. Crawford skies it in over Greenfield. Thompson. Crandall. Crandall turned back to Schultz. Kugler. Crandall threw it into space, nobody home. Kugler. Crandall working hard. Kugler will keep it deep. 1:20 remaining in regulation. Nevalainen pushed off the puck momentarily by Reed, but Nevalainen stayed with it. Pass too far for Allen. Thompson plays it up the left wing. Crandall takes his time. Crandall drifts back into the middle of the ice. Crandall throws it in front. It bounces around and falls for Martin. Martin turns and fires wildly wide. Richardson. 1 minute remaining in the third period. Is there any heroics on either side of the puck? Petgrave to Newman. Newman waved at it, but it bounced down. McNally carries around Jardine. McNally for Petgrave. Petgrave a long way from his defensive position. Brandon Whistle wrapped up by Richardson. 35 seconds remaining in the third period. 2-2 hockey game in semifinal number 2. Jonathan Phillips to Whistle. Martin pushes it up the left side. No icing. Mosey. 20 seconds remaining in regulation. Backhanded in by McNally. Everybody back in an orange jersey. McNally barking at Connolly to get back. 10 seconds remaining. Cox to Sanford. Time running down. Jones flips it forward out of harm's way. Britton plays it back. Here's Crawford, and Crawford, as the buzzer sounds, The final touch goes to Crawford, and we're going to go to overtime in this semifinal.
Yeah, what a period of hockey, and the Devils kept coming, really. They were strong in that third period, created more chances than the Steelers. Greenfield came up big time after time. Eventually, Davies picks up a rebound and is able to bury it, but what a period of hockey here. We felt that this was going to be a close game no matter what. And not surprisingly, we're tied 2-2 after 3 periods and going into overtime. So doesn't get any more exciting than this, Murph. Pretty impressive game here. Pretty exciting game, I should say. Both teams have been pretty solid tactically. Not a lot of mistakes, made a couple of errant passes, but overall, when you think about over 60 minutes, not a lot of mistakes.
Cardiff out shooting Sheffield through 60 minutes, 33-30. Sheffield a little bit better in the face-off dot, 33-31. Ben Davis, the equalizer that sends us to overtime with 6:37 left in the game. Davis from Waller.
Yeah, I mean, Greenfield was coming over asking what side of the ice. I'm pretty sure he stays on his side of the ice to start overtime. They don't switch sides for the first period of overtime. So
10 minutes overtime. And it's nail-biting time. Neither team wants to play in that third, fourth place game. Bounds and Greenfield as billed, an excellent goaltending matchup. Here is the goal that sends us to extra hockey. Waller, big rebound, and Davis slots it home.
yeah, I mean, it's a real good shot from Waller because he banks it off the pads of Greenfield, and it bounces right onto the stick of Davies. Give Davies credit, goes hard to the net, stick on the ice, picks up the rebound and buries it. Bounds is pretty happy about that one, as is the Devils bench. That's certainly something to get real excited about. And Bounds wasn't tested a lot in that third period, but there was some quality chances, at least 2 or 3 quality chances, and he came up big, especially on the breakaway. That save on the breakaway was a big moment for him in that third period from Latal, who got behind from a nice pass from Dowd. And that was 2-1 at the time, could have been 3-1 and ball game over, but what a save from him from Bounds in the end.
Cardiff outshot Sheffield in the third period, 12-5. So they were coming.
Yeah, they were coming, and you know, the Steelers overall did a good job absorbing that pressure, and Greenfield was tested quite a few times, but you give up too many chances, and eventually one's going to bounce in the back of the net. Sometimes you get away with it, sometimes you don't. And against a real offensive team like the Devils,
10 minutes overtime, 3-on-3, plenty of room to roam. Allen, Ciampini, and Petgrave will start it off for Sheffield. Sanford, Martin, and Crawford will start it out for the defending playoff champions. Probably a game that deserved overtime. It was kind of stand back, standoffish in the second period, so to speak, although both goalies coming up when called upon.
yeah, it's interesting because the Steelers have just made a bit of a change here. And now the Devils are saying, well, wait a minute. They put their line out. We put our 3 guys out.
Yeah, they take Allen off for Newman. Newman will dig in against Martin. Newman wins the face-off to Ciampini. Petgrave had to be careful. Sanford was all over him. Here is Sanford. Sanford and Martin trying to make something happen quickly here for Cardiff. Petgrave gives it away to Martin. Martin screams in. Martin. Well, Martin was busting in on goal, and there's a penalty coming up. A hooking call against Sheffield. Joey Martin kept his feet moving.
Yeah, I mean, this is obviously the Steelers aren't happy about that. I don't know how much. I thought there was a bit of a dive in there to try to take the scoring opportunity away. And it'll be good to see have a look at this one again. But Ciampini was back checking as hard as he could on the play. Right here, if you look at it, the pass is behind Newman. Ciampini comes here, gets his stick. Well, maybe there is a little bit of a lift of the stick and a slight hook. The call is made because probably the referee felt the scoring chance was taken away from Martin. And it looks like there was a bit of a hook there. It's always a tough one to take. And Ciampini is not happy about that. Linesman's telling him to settle down. But let's have a look at it again. There could have been a bit of a hook there again. It does look like there's a hook in there, but how much? Was there enough to make the call? Well, that's a tough one again. We've seen some close calls in this game. Power play opportunity here for the Cardiff Devils.
It's not been good this season, the power play for the Cardiff Devils. Is this the moment where the power play springs to life
Well, you don't get a lot of 4-on-3 opportunities, Murph, so maybe this will play to the Devils' advantage. But straight away, Brody Dupont had the board out, and he was trying to set something out, and now he's talking to the second power play, which is a smart thing to do. Assistant coach is having a word in there. Christian Horn with the next power play that could possibly come out if there isn't a goal scored. They have full 2 minutes here, 4-on-3, Murph.
Martin, Sanford, Cox, and Crawford. Whistle wins the face-off to Davy Phillips. Phillips hammers it, but not out. So Crawford and company will get set up in overtime on the 4-on-3. Here's Martin to Crawford. Sanford, back to Crawford. Sanford, no goals yet in the playoffs. Crawford to Cox. Cox. Sanford, one-timer, good save by Greenfield. He knew the play was coming to Sanford. It looked like Cox had a better shot earlier in the sequence, but turned it away. And I think everyone, including Greenfield, knew it was coming to Sanford. Here's Cox. Cox. Sanford. Cox to the top of the circle. His shot, not a great shot selection by Cox as it was blocked by Whistle. Crawford. 1:10 remaining in the Champini Minor. Crawford to Cox. Cox. Crawford back to Cox. Martin's in front. Crawford with the shot. It's up and over the left hand of Greenfield. Martin taking some punishment in front. You want that guy to at least hit the net. Crawford will have a second opportunity. Crawford with a shot. Good save by Greenfield.
Wow, what a save from Greenfield. That was a quick glove hand on the shot from Crawford up top. I mean, this is a great save. Just watch that glove come up there with Martin going to the net. Probably could have tried to get in front, and maybe Greenfield wouldn't have saw that, but that's a big save there. 53 seconds left on this 4-on-3, Murph.
Kugler, Waller, Brody Reed. Allen finds a lane, dumps it down. There's Crandall. So 4 forwards on this power play. Crandall takes his time. Waller goes to the front of the goal. Reed with the one-timer, blocker save, Greenfield. A dart of a shot from Reed, a wonderful save from Greenfield to keep it alive. Here's Crandall. 25 seconds remaining in this power play. Crandall, back to Reed. Reed to Crandall again, everything's to the outside. Kugler is in front. Now he'll drift out. Reed to Kugler. Kugler scores!
The puck low, goes to the net, just gets it up high over the shoulder of Greenfield. But before that, Reed had a really good shot to the net. You can see that's what they were trying to set up, was a shot to come from Reed. But eventually, soon as the Steelers realized what the Devils were trying to do, they came out a little bit further to take the shot from Reed. And by doing that, it frees up Kugler low, who smartly takes the puck from the goal line across. Looks like he's going to make a pass, but shoots it at the last second over the shoulder of Greenfield. A nice finish from Kugler. Well set up from Reed. And the Devils will go into the final here. What a hockey game that was, Murph.
A chance on the power play in overtime. And heartbreak for the Sheffield Steelers, who had led 2-1 after 40 minutes of play, 2-1 after, or all the way into late stages, 6.5 remaining in the game when Ben Davis tied it up. And Greenfield, some point-blank saves. Ben Bounds kept the Devils in it. And in the end, Jake Kugler, the hero, 2:07 into overtime. Brody Reed with a huge assist on that overtime goal, a 4-on-3 goal, and the Devils, well, they keep their hopes alive of a 4th straight playoff championship, and look what it means to Brody Dupont.
Yeah, I mean, when you finish a tough 60 minutes like that, and the overtime, add that to it in a close game, it's a big relief if you get through. Unfortunately, the Steelers, yeah, but quite disappointed they didn't win this one in the end. But, I mean, if you're the Belfast Giants and you've just watched the two teams go into overtime, that's going to help you a little bit. It's going to take the legs away. Although, of the two teams in this game, the Devils did seem to have the lighter of the legs. That, as the goalies, shake hands and everyone shakes hands here. It's quite a overtime period. Now with the power, you get a power play in overtime, you got to take advantage of it. And like you mentioned, the Devils, been a while since they scored. I think there's only 8 seconds left on that power play. So they went to Jonathan Phillips in his last game. Tough on him to not get a chance at the final, but well, it was a heck of a hockey game.
He'll have to contest the third, fourth place game, not the way the legendary captain of the Steelers wanted to go out. The Sheffield Steelers played a whale of a hockey game here. Unfortunately, they sat on that 2-1 lead. They couldn't add an extra, and Jonathan Phillips being shown respect by both opposition coaches and the officials. And a sad moment for Jonathan Phillips, but he'll tip his cap and be classy. He knows the Cardiff Devils played well.
Yeah, and Jonathan Phillips has won his share of trophies, and he knows that you don't win them all. These close games could go either way. I mean, you're right. The Steelers did play with fire. They sat back a lot in that third period, absorbed a lot of pressure. They did rely on Greenfield a lot. Devils just kept coming. And it was their fourth line that came up with a big goal. And to tie it. And then if you give a team like the Devils a few too many chances on the power play, eventually they're going to finish one off.
Devils are through to the playoff final, 3-2 in overtime. We'll be back. Plenty of analysis and reaction after this quick break. Well, welcome back. Take a breath. Overtime victory for the Cardiff Devils, 2:07 into overtime. A power play goal for Jake Kugler, assisted by Brody Reed. Safe to say, maybe the biggest goal of Jake Kugler's career, and we can hear from Jake Kugler now. He joins us live ringside. I mean, you've got to be on cloud nine right now, Jake.
Yeah, I mean, that's a huge one for us, especially being down all game. I mean, Diesel puts us right back in with that great goal there. And yeah, just thankful to get it up quick and put her in for us.
Yeah, I noticed on the bench you guys were talking about, the power play before you went out. I mean, it seemed like the play was going to go to Reed for the one-time shot. He got a good shot in there, but that then kind of forced the Steelers out further, which gave you a bit more time. Were you just thinking when you got that puck, I'm going to drive to the net, get it up, and not even think of a pass?
Yeah, I mean, that's exactly it. You hit the nail on the head there. Obviously, Reeder's got one of the most lethal shots in the league, and we're trying to set him up the best we can. And like you said, Pregame just got a little high on Reeder there, which gave me a lane. And like I said, thankfully, I just got it up.
What was the message on your bench? We thought Christian Horn talking to the power play units. I mean, this was a real opportunity. The power play hasn't been great at times this year, but no time like the present.
Yeah, exactly. We've struggled. So we were just dialing in the last few things there and trying to get as many plays out as we can. 4-on-3 is not very common, so we just wanted to make sure we had everything right, and thankfully it worked out.
Well, you look at the replay here, you see the movement. Crandall comes up top, gives it to Reed, and I think a bit surprised there. Sheffield didn't react quick enough down low, gave you the time to come in. You stuff it in the top corner. It was a well-executed play from you guys on the power. Nice to get a power play goal in the end, obviously.
Yeah, absolutely. That's good for the morale, so we'll take it.
When you look at it too, Crandall with a really nice play. He almost drew coverage. Everyone was kind of floating out. Petgrave was hot. Do you feel that in the pit of your stomach when you have that lane to the goal?
No, we live for those, especially in overtime, so we'll take it any way we can.
Well, I mean, obviously you got a big game coming up. I mean, obviously you're going to enjoy this moment, but I think the matchup, I think if one team can deal with the Belfast Giants is probably the Cardiff Devils because of the team speed. The Giants are quick, so I think you match up well against the Giants.
Yeah, I think we do too. I mean, obviously it's exciting to have a rematch from last year, and we're in the same situation, and we're trying to stop the Triple Crown, and we're defending champs, so that's what we want to do.
Jake, thanks for taking the time to join us on Viaplay. I know you want to join the teammates and celebrate a heck of an overtime goal. We'll see you tomorrow.
Appreciate it, guys. Thanks a lot.
I mean, what a moment. When you look back at it, Crandall had a magnificent season last year, like 45 assists. Numbers down a little bit this year, but he really stepped up, both he and Reed there. And obviously the glory will go to Kugler, but it was a well-worked play by Crandall and Reed.
Yeah, it was. And, we've talked about Reed before. He's a big game player, and he makes big plays, especially on the power play. I mean, he's really important on that power play for the Devils.
Kugler saluting the Red Army. I mean, what a moment. They were down, he said they were down after 20, down after 40. 6:37 Ben Bounds, you get a big goal. Waller was excellent all game long, and so a deserving assist there for Josh Waller.
Yeah, I mean, it was he used his speed again, went wide, didn't really have the best, didn't have a lot of net to shoot at, so he got it on Greenfield's pads. Bounce comes out right onto Davies' stick. Davies goes hard to the net, just knocks it in the back of the net, so well executed. And we talk about this a lot where the third, fourth line makes a difference in games, and there's an example there. The Davies line comes out there and scores a big goal, and that's a big play for the Devils. And they were fighting hard to get that goal back. The Steelers were weathering all this pressure. Eventually, things crack a bit and they get the goal and tie it up.
So a rematch of last year, Cardiff and Belfast for the money in the grand final. Let's have a look at the goals from this exciting semi-final number 2.
Yeah, again, fast break here with Cox going wide. The first time he hit the post, not the second time, puts it inside, and Sanford makes a quick pass up. He sees Cox breaking with speed. He gets a step on you, Cox, and he's hard to catch, and he finishes that off. Jones just couldn't get to on that play. And, it's just a brilliant finish there from Cox.
The important thing there is he scored 42 seconds after the Scott Allen power play goal, so it was a quick answer back for the Cardiff Devils. And let's have a look at the tying goal. Waller with his speed, and Davis cradles home the rebound.
Yeah, well, Waller was flying the whole game, and Davis too. Davis had a good game, a strong performance, and the hard work paid off for both of them, and they tie the game up there, so that's a big goal.
And on to overtime. Ciampini in the penalty box. Here's Crandall trying to draw coverage. Reed sends it down, and the glory shot from Kugler.
Yeah, it's just a great finish under the bar, and Greenfield, tough save to make when the player's coming across like that, because if you keep your shoulder right up against the post on the other side of the net is available. So, I think Greenfield, who had a great game, by the way, made some big saves in that third period, but Kugler just beat him with a better shot on that.
Greenfield made 33 saves in the defeat, did everything that he could possibly do to try and get the Sheffield Steelers through to tomorrow's final. But as we look at the playoff bracket, the Devils will go through. They trailed most of the game, but when it counted most, the power play caught fire, and they'll go through to face the Belfast Giants tomorrow live on Viaplay.
Yeah, big game coming up. Two exciting teams, two teams with a lot of speed and a lot of offense, and you don't get a much better matchup than this. And I said this before the semifinals. If one team could upset the Belfast Giants, I felt it was the Cardiff Devils, so this is a great matchup.
Belfast and Cardiff rematch from last year. The Devils, of course, looking for a 4th title in a row. We'll be live on air from 4:30 p.m., 5 o'clock face-off. Looking forward to that one.
Yeah, it's going to be a great game, and it'll be a close one, I think. I don't see, obviously the Giants slight favorites for that, but the Devils have proved in the big games in the playoff final, they're tough to roll over.
We've got to give this one back, and before we go, I'm not going to let you get away with it. You changed your jacket and your shirt trying to upstage me from semifinal number 1, as I have just the one jacket today, and through all of that, it is a grand final between Belfast and Cardiff tomorrow from 4:30 on Viaplay. Enjoy the rest of your hockey evening. We'll see you tomorrow from Motor Point Arena.